Hello. I'll be honest with y'all. It has been a day. But welcome on in. My name is Donut Tart. I'm a variety streamer, Irish icon, and the queen of baking here on Twitch. And you may be asking, why do you have a towel held to your neck? I'll be honest with you. During the starting soon, I decided, you know what? I could do with an extra shave. Bad timing. Bad timing. Anyways, today, as it gets better and faster, today we're going to be getting ready with a certain icon, a certain head and creator of Dream Queens, a certain winner of the Gaming Awards LGBT Streamer of the Year award, a certain icon called DEERE. So please make some noise for DEERE. Oh, I don't have that ready. Make some noise for DEERE. Yes. Hi. Hi. Oh God. Oh my God. Discord's bro. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hi. Hello. Hi. How are you? I'll be honest with you. I was talking to Dear before this real quick about how I've decided today was the day to set up a new camera, a new microphone, a new everything, new lighting, new glue stick. And just as I went live, Dear, I was like having have a quick shave, and I cut myself. So today is the day. Today is the day. I'm just. It gets better. Ah, look at you. But yeah, today we're gonna be getting ready, getting all in drag, and just chatting. You can't hear. Do not say that. Oh my. Uh, hold on a minute. I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Today's the day. Today is the day. It's the day. How is that? Ooh. Oh, oh, I think I got it. Hello? No, it really is flopping today. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. How about we don't have to, no, you know, it's fine. You just look pretty. It's all right. Um, how about does this work? Does this work?
Test, test.
Oh
Test,
my goodness, I
test.
think that is it.
Can you hear me? Hi, pretty people in the chat. Can you hear me?
I think I is it working now?
Everyone's saying, woo!
And I've got all these on. Okay, I think we're let's
Are we
see.
good to go?
I think we're good to go. Okay, do y'all hear
It's live
everything? Is
streaming.
everything
It's live
there?
streaming. You're welcome, everyone. We showed up.
Welcome to Twitch, exactly. The last It Gets Better thing I did, the first thing I did was opened with a 2-minute monologue, completely muted the entire time.
Oh no.
Welcome to Twitch.
Well, it's the thought that counts, and whether someone heard it or not, you did it, and you deserve credit.
Exactly. Thank you. One more
It's
question
not
for the
your
chat.
fault they didn't hear it.
Exactly. They should have fixed it for me. So chat, real quick
Mhm.
question. Can y'all hear music in the background? Because I'm starting to think everything is just not working.
It's the first few minutes. You take your time, sort it out.
No, you know what? Hold on. How about this?
We're clicking buttons.
Oh, no, this might work instead.
Mm. Here, I'll test too. It's quite it's quiet.
Is
It's
it
very
really
quiet
quiet?
over
Oh
there.
my
It's
God.
very quiet over
I'm
there.
staring at it in OBS like, hello?
You're seeing levels?
I'm seeing
Ooh, look at
levels.
that.
I'm seeing levels. I'm
Mm.
seeing peaks and bounds, but it's not wanting
Mm.
to. Oh, hold on.
See,
How
that's
about
why I have Chad. That's why I keep Chad around, because when I have a problem with OBS, I can be like, Chad, help.
I need a Chad. Can I get a Chad
We
here,
all need a
please?
Chad.
How's that? There we go. Oh, amazing. Honestly, one shot, one kill. You know what? Easy.
Oh, I hear the music. I'm vibing.
Stunning. I sit here and I bleed.
No, I. You don't have any like aftershave or anything. You just
No, I don't do that. I do a vino, and that's it.
you might want to have that just as a backup. Sometimes it
Primer,
just dries it out.
foundation, powder. You know what? We'll get there. It's fine.
Mhm,
So how are
mhm.
you?
I'm good. Am I frozen? It looks like I'm blinking.
There.
Oh, there
Okay.
I am.
Now everything is working. No one. No
Okay.
one do any. No one touch anything.
I'm not touching a thing.
You keep bleeding
I'm
though.
doing great. Thank you so much. We are high off the tails of Stream Queens Con, which was I mean not last weekend. It was last week. It was Wednesday through Saturday. So that was quite a lot. And it was so much fun. An amazing community event. Done and done.
Yes.
Signed and sealed.
It was. It was
And I've
honestly
got a
so
lot of
good.
thank
The
you. Thank you for appearing. Thank you for being there.
for fives, I was just. Oh, thank you for the follow, juice box.
Juice box. Oh my gosh, my love. I send a smooch. Mwah.
But no, it was amazing, and it was much longer than like I thought it was like, oh, it's like a weekend gig, whatever. It was the whole week. It never ended. It was
Yeah,
great.
it was we were basically 40 plus hours. I think it ended up being 52 hours total, but it was a planned event at 40 hours of
Amazing.
content. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you so
Amazing.
much everyone that was a part of it, that contributed to it, that planned it, that attended it. Thank you so much everyone. Mwah. It was
Yes.
fantastic. It was really beautiful.
Well, actually,
Beautiful to be a part of.
while we're on the topic of stream queens and such, let's reel it back for anyone who may not know you. Who's Deer? Who is Deer?
My name is Deer. Let's play what you fear. I like to play scary games up in here, and it's I am a full-time Twitch streamer, and I'm a variety caster, as they say. I don't commit to any one particular thing to stream. I focus on video games and makeup, and drag, and the culminating parts of those, the intersections of those. And I love what I do. I love what I do. And you can find me at twitch.tv/deer. And then on other social platforms, Deer mostly, like you're writing a letter. Deer,
Deer.
Deardeere.
Do we have a command in chat for Deer? I'm pretty sure we do have a command for you as well, in case anyone has not followed Deer on every single platform.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And speaking of Stream Queens Con, what is Stream Queens? What is
So Stream
that?
Queens is a Twitch team. So if anyone, I'll just set up the scene. So partners on Twitch can start teams, so it's a collective of whoever you want and under whatever basis you want. So you just need a partner, and then you reach out to Twitch support and you're like, I want a team, and you get a page and you can invite people to it, and it can be literally whatever you want. It can be like there could be an It Gets Better team where it's all ambassadors. There could be like I know that there's a Twitch partners team, so it has like thousands of people in it. It's just like whatever thing you want, you can have a team, and you can have it just basically makes a directory of all the creators that are on that team. And so in 2019, right when I became a partner, I was like, hey, I see drag happening here. I'm the first drag streamer that's in the English speaking world, and so I want to create a directory for drag artists. I want to create a collective of drag artists. I want to celebrate drag on the platform, especially because at the time we didn't have tags to promote discoverability of more niche topics and themes and creators. And so I created the team, and here we are. We have over 90 members, and it's so cool. It's just a way to celebrate drag at every moment of the day because it's a global international team. There's people in Germany, there's people in Ireland like Nikki Stones, there's people in the UK generally speaking, there are people in Portugal, people in Brazil, it's just like Sweden, it's just like everywhere. Australia, we have so many Australian and New Zealand members, so it's
a whole panel's worth of
yeah, a whole
down under.
panel's worth. Exactly. So it's just a way to unify drag and celebrate drag, and it's a fantastic tool for audiences. Like Stream Queens Con, you could meet so many different people of different backgrounds, of different places, of different styles, of different just et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it serves the audience in here's drag to discover and to consume and to communities, individual communities to join. And it's a tool for the members too, because we have a Discord, we can collaborate with each other, we can learn from each other, we can ask questions. When, you know, God forbid there's something bad happening, there's trolls, there's hate raids, there's stuff like that. Like we can learn from each other and send each other pointers and share our experiences and stuff like that. So it's just a really cool place to be.
Literally a whole network. Like,
Mhm.
I feel like if you know one stream queen, you'll likely find many, many others, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah, and it's a dream because me as a part of it, constantly all day long, whether I'm streaming or I'm in another person's community, I'm just always seeing so many countless Stream Queens emotes. And that's just a testament to that the vision is working. Like it's not just I have my community, this person has theirs. It's like there's the overarching community where people love everybody and all of us and can celebrate drag and togetherness
Yes.
together.
Yes, and a quick thank you to Luke and Laura for the follows, by the way. But like you said, early on Twitch, there wasn't much, because I believe, what was it, before there were tags and before there was nothing, there was
There were communities.
communities, yes, which I think had an LGBT one, but I think that was about as far as it stretched, really.
Yeah, because when I first started streaming, I started in 2016, and I did not see a lot of drag. I mean, I'm not saying that I invented drag. I don't believe that. Anyone that ever says that is joking, because drag has permeated history for a very long time. It's just like, you know, how do we discover new ways of featuring drag?
Yeah.
And I don't even think that well, I'll just say, when I first started streaming, I didn't see any reference points. I just was like, I think that drag is cool. I think that video games are cool. These are my two favorite things. I just want to do them together. Whether someone's doing it or not, I just want to do it. I see a vision for myself, and I'm not seeing references for it. So let me just put it out into the world and hopefully see other people thinking it's cool. And, you know, it is cool. And there's so many people that think it's cool, and so many people get their life doing it and watching it as well. So it's just the best.
Yeah, amazing. No, because I think the way that I found you back in like 2016, 2017 was through Reddit.
Don't make me say your original username.
No, don't dox me here on It Gets Better. No, but I think I was through the Twitch drag, and at the time it was only really yourself and Trashly, and I think later on Elix. But it was like still very hard to find within the platform, which is predominantly, and still is, predominantly straight men playing Call of Duty and Fortnite, which is still some people's cup of tea. But when we're trying to find our own communities, it was very difficult to do so.
Yeah, and communities I think was cool because it at least there wasn't a drag sect of it. There wasn't a way to discover drag within that, but it at least let me find. Like personally, it let me find my scene. So like I remember seeing like people like M60 and 8-Bit Dylan and other people like that. Brandon, I am Brandon. People that are like queer icons within Twitch. They sort of at least had a point of a starting point of like, you know, queer people exist in this space. It's just like find your queer people, like your version, or be an inspiration for people that are like you if you don't see it.
Yeah.
And so it at least set the tone of like, okay, I know I'm not going to be like completely hated because there's at least people like within my community that exist in the space in a way. But I didn't see much drag. Eventually I found Samira Close, who is in Brazil, and she is huge. I mean, if anyone doesn't know Samira Close, I mean, she is an icon of Brazil. Like every paid opportunity. She was just filming videos for Mac the other day. I was watching on her Instagram, and she's just amazing, so cool. Yeah, so eventually I found her, but she was the only reference that I could find, and that was probably after like months and months of streaming. until, of
Yeah.
course, I connected with Trashly and Elix and Chalora and people like that.
Yeah, because I think that was I mean, in Brazil, drag is already humongous, like huge, and
Hmm.
they produce some of the best drag to this day, like amazing. Um,
Absolutely.
uh, but yeah, like I think even before there was a drag tag, there was Stream Queens, which is I guess how people found everything. And then how did you kind of progress from Stream Queens into Stream Queens Con? Because this year that just passed, was Stream Queens Con 2. How did the first one come
Yes.
about? Even I don't
Um,
know this
so
actually, so
so I feel like last year was just a whirlwind of surprises and pain and um, loss, and just it just was terrible. I think that everyone can agree that that's the year
we don't think about
we want
2020.
to forget a lot. We want to scrape a lot of it off the calendar.
Yeah.
Um, but I do view it as a silver lining of sorts. And that just like is, maybe it's a coping mechanism. Like when things are bad, I just try to look at the good of it.
Mm.
And I do that with everything. Whenever I go through anything like hurtful or traumatic, or like, even if it's just something small, it's just like I just want to focus on what good came out of it.
Yeah.
And so last year was a lot of stuff, pandemic, and all of us under stress, just from everything. Like literally everyone in the whole entire world, everyone was going through something.
Jobs, gigs, everything was just out the
Yeah.
window. Yeah.
Hmm. And family, and just sickness and loss, and just, and everyone was just looking at the light on the other side, like, can we just get through it? Can we get past it? And I blame Republicans for a lot, in
In
the United
doubt.
States at least.
When in doubt.
Um,
When in doubt.
but regardless, the first things that were happening, the first real things were cons getting canceled. DragCon got canceled. E3 got canceled. TwitchCon got canceled. It's just cancel, 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 cancel. Just like everything, just like every exciting date just strike through.
Yeah.
And so I recall in May or April, because DragCon was happening in May, but I think that they canceled it in March or May. March, April, or May. It was one of those. And
Yeah.
so
Because
they
I think
cancel it, and
they just had TwitchCon or DragCon UK, I think literally in January, like the second last week, which was just
yep,
before Panettone really kind of made its mark, you know?
yep. And I recall Chad making a one-off comment like, "Oh my gosh, we should have a Stream Queens Con," and I remember being like, "Yeah, right," because it just didn't seem feasible, and it was the first con that was getting canceled. And then in the summer, or no, in the fall, I remember like Chalora saying, "Oh, it would be so cool to have a Stream Queens Con because like look at all these things that are being canceled." And like they had just had PAX, but it was an online PAX, and it was like really messy. Like you had to like buy a ticket and they give you a weird link to a different site. Like it was just like inaccessible in some ways. And it was the first of its kind, probably. And then they had Twitch had GlitchCon, which was cool, but it wasn't really a convention. It was more of like, here's an event that's in replacement of
Yeah.
a
It wasn't very
convention.
interactive either. It was kind of just you
Yeah,
watch and yeah.
it's just like, here you are watching it. And so many people were looking at these conventions being canceled or being transformed into something weird, or not quite having that community feeling. And I feel like everybody had the idea to just be like, let's have a convention of our own. And I recall like Surreal Camille saying like, oh, we should use this as an opportunity to have visibility and celebrate diversity, because I mean, we can have all these different panels like, oh, I like horror games, I like fighting games, I like K-pop, but like you can also use that platform and all those eyes that are there for all those other things and say like, oh, how about speaking on issues and speaking of things that affect us? Because you can talk about all these things with drag, but when you're using all the spectacle and the gorgeousness and the glitter to say something real, I think you're using your platform for good, not just like for
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, drag in itself
But
is
to answer the question, it was a lot of different people and a lot of people collaborating, and it's just like everyone that was there had a piece of it to share and to transform it into something special that represented so many people more than just ourselves. And we have a committee within Stream Queens that provided so much insight and really made the event amazing. And everyone that contributed anything made the event what it is. It was a group effort and it was a labor of love. Anyway, you were going to say something and I cut you off. So sorry.
No, no,
Go
no,
ahead.
don't worry about it. No, yeah, I feel like even in general, in day-to-day life, drag is inheritedly like political. It's kind of a statement in general. Just doing drag is already a
Mhm.
statement. So I feel even just with doing drag streams and things like that, and offering a different kind of perspective to, like I said, a very heavily heteronormative kind of platform, in itself already is a statement. So having something like
Mhm.
Dream Queens Con, even if you're just sitting talking about like, Pamela Voorhees icon, things like that, it's still in itself opening up so many doors for so many people. So it's exciting
Exactly.
to see.
And like within our world, we talk about like the gay club and being with the queer community and stuff like that. Like we are within the queer community. We are the queer community, and an extension of it. So we I see people in drag all day long. I see myself in drag all day long. So it's like it's not shocking, but when you think about, oh, the Twitch is giving us the front page for this event, a lot of people are seeing drag for the first time, and it is in itself subversive of the norm, even if our norm is different than the general public.
Yeah. And I feel like because I think talking about like our norm and our kind of world, I feel like for a lot of us growing up, our way of kind of accessing I guess a queer community, seeing as we're here on It Gets Better, we're talking about these kinds of topics. You
Mhm.
kind of access the communities. A lot of people have to go to places like clubs or like shows where there is just kind of there's a lot of anxiety like coming up to it. There is also usually a lot of alcohol or even say drugs at these events. There isn't many spaces for people to kind of find the community without kind of going outside of their comfort zone. And things like drag on Twitch and things like Stream Queens Con and having drag on the front page kind of opens up this world for people to find their people without going too far. It's
Exactly. Absolutely. When it comes to drag and community, I mean, that's partly why myself as an individual, I am on Twitch because I love the gay club. I love community around alcohol. Like
mhm.
that's fun. A party is fun,
A party's
but
fun.
there also is an accessibility issue in terms of going to a venue and enjoying drag. Like you have to physically get in there. You might not be of age. You might not be, they might not have a wheelchair access, just as an example. So, having drag on the internet and having conversations and appearing as people as well as artists
Yeah.
creates a new way of connecting with people that otherwise can't connect with you. I mean, people can join me on my channel or join us here or on your channel or all three from different countries where, like, if I was going to a local bar, there would be no way for someone to come and see me and enjoy what I'm trying to put out into the world. But the internet creates that connection.
Yeah, it kind of crosses the divide that we had for a very, very long time. And I feel like a lot of people don't have access to things like this in their country, full stop. And there's a lot of people who I have passed through my channel in the past 2 years who are from places where drag and even just being LGBT is just not okay?
Yep.
So having the
Hmm.
access just from your mobile phone or just on your laptop or your Switch, whatever people watch Twitch from nowadays, your fridge, it's just kind of giving you the access to find your people without having to rely on like reality TV. Things like Drag
Yeah.
Race being the only way to get to know a drag queen. Whereas now we have
Yeah.
access to all kinds of drag here that certain shows don't exactly represent too well. So,
Yeah, we can
interesting.
inspire just through existing and being visible to people that need us, or not even like removing a personalized thing. Like it's just like some people just need to see queer people. It's not like they're seeing me, they're seeing DEERE. Like DEERE is inspiring them, but like some people just want to see that people exist that are like them in general. Like it could be anyone, and being able to be seen can make them feel seen as well.
100%. Because like even a majority of, even for me, viewers are lurkers. And I have no idea where in the world they come from, but I'm just happy that people are coming to a place where they feel safe enough to relax and enjoy and watch and, That's oh my god, I didn't put primer on.
Quick, do it. Quick.
I almost pulled out a old bottle of of foundation that I'm scraping at the moment, but I thought, you know what, it gets better.
Ooh,
Deserves a brand new thing of foundation.
a fresh tube,
We've already gone through too many obstacles today as it is. Bleeding being one of them. Let's just get through it.
please.
But yeah. So going back to you, where did the name Deer come from? Or was there a name beforehand? Question, question.
So Deer was the first name I wanted, and I just I love a name that's a pun or a reference. Like I love all of that. I love like classic drag. Like
Eat a
please read a
salad.
book. Like I eat a salad. Yes, just the names that are like, iconic and memorable and like cute and funny. Like I love names like that, but like it just didn't resonate with me because I like to I love the mystery of like a mononym, like share.
Yes, yes, yes,
Like I
yes.
just think that that's fancy and it's
Four letters.
fun.
4 letters as well. Like it's stunning.
Like just like something simplified and streamlined. I just find so much it's just like whimsical to me.
Yeah.
And I wanted a name. I love animals. Animals resonate with me. I just find so much beauty and inspiration in animals generally. And one of my favorite Disney films is Bambi, but I only watched the beginning half.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There is no second half.
Um,
There's no second
there's
half.
there's no middle, there's no end. There's just a beginning.
Just the beginning.
The
5 minutes.
the Prince of the Forest is born, and that's it's springtime and it's pretty and it's
Let's go.
happy.
Yeah.
I actually do find like a sort of like beautiful torture in watching the scene. It's like, does it still upset me? Um,
Do you like watch
but
horror movies where you know a death is coming and you're like, no, please just like don't, even knowing full well this is a pre-recorded like 40 years ago, but you're like, oh, maybe like go this way instead.
maybe
Like
it'll be different this
maybe it'll
time.
be different. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I mean, not the scene itself, but maybe my reaction will be different.
yeah.
It's sometimes important to see if you've grown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I love Bambi, and I think it's so cute, and I think that deer are so beautiful and also like beautiful, graceful, but also like clumsy and silly and like weird because their legs are so skinny. Like I just find them beautiful. And so I thought Deer would be a fun name because it's like unique. Like no one has a name like that. Like maybe someone has it as a last name, but I think it's interesting as a first name and as a mononym.
Yes, I love a name that stands by itself because for a while I wanted to just be Dona, just Dona because one of my friends like mentioned having short names and I was like, oh, I love Edna, Edna Mode. I think that is an
Edna.
iconic name, and
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna be Dona Mode because my technical drag mom, their last name is Mode, and I was like, oh, that sounds so like chic, Dona and Dona Mode. I thought it was just so like
I
Eastern
like it. It's got a
European.
ring to it.
And then I decided, now let's go a bit camp. So I threw Tard in because baking. But Dona on its own, I love just the name. A name by itself is just so so stunning.
Yeah.
So when you started doing drag, had you had any like experience beforehand, or did you just pop straight in? And when did you start drag? Sorry, I'm skipping questions real bad. Just
Oh,
as a quick FYI for everyone watching. A, I'm very ill. B, if you have any questions, please do ask because we'll be here a while.
yeah,
But,
we'll be here. When I what was the question one more time?
the
Word prompt me.
question was, how did you start doing drag, and like what got you into it? I guess really.
Okay, so I first started doing drag. I officially consider my drag has started when I first went live on Twitch in 2016. But I had like a few Halloweens like in the early 2010s, like 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16. I was doing drag for Halloween. Like I would like plan my Halloween costume all year long, and then I would do my thing. And it was very fulfilling at the time because it was like I just want to craft a drag look, like
Yeah.
one
Just
a
one
year.
solid one, yeah.
But it was fulfilling in like I'm getting my drag out, but it wasn't fulfilling because I wanted to do more with my drag. I wanted to it's like an artist wants to put their art into something. You wanna feel like your art has a purpose.
Mm.
And so I wasn't getting that out of just doing it on Halloween, so I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do because I knew that I didn't wanna go to the club and lip sync, but I wanted to do something, but you when you're in this space of, like, I don't know what to do with my drag, and the only drag you're seeing are in clubs or on TV, it's like, is that drag? Is what I want to do drag?
Yeah.
Because I don't wanna do those things.
It's also very
And s
overwhelming, I feel, as well,
Yeah.
to kinda see
And
that.
I had this thought process of, like, what if I was like a YouTuber that had Let's Plays, but I'm doing it in drag? Like, that was a thought for a long time, but I didn't have the technology to back up that sort of idea.
Yeah.
But in 2016, I got a gaming laptop and it sort of had enough RAM and memory to be able to do multiple different things. Like it could multitask. My previous computers were just like, I couldn't play games at all.
Yeah.
I was relying on consoles and having multiple programs running at once. I don't think it would
No.
work.
Yeah.
But I got a new PC and I was like, let's just do this. And I believe it was July 31st or August 1st. And I was like, let's play Resident Evil in drag. And I didn't tell a soul. I didn't even tell my boyfriend until like I already had all my makeup on. I called out of work that day because I was like, this is my only day and I want to do it today. So I'm calling out of work. So I didn't even tell any coworkers or anything. I didn't even
Oh
post about it
my
on Instagram
god.
because I didn't want my manager to see me in face for some reason on my sick day. And I just told a few of my online friends and like, hey, I'm playing Resident Evil. I'm in drag. Come hold my hand.
I
And that was
I
that.
Oh my god, I've been shouted at for the last 10 minutes without realizing in the chat. I also look like the moon emoji. Um, I love that. I love that you told absolutely no one, because I think that's the one big thing for a streamer, especially, is your first couple streams are probably the scariest by far, because
Absolutely.
you have no expectations, and for you going into having nothing to base it off either, like not seeing a drag streamer beforehand or anything like that,
Yeah.
it's just kind of
I had nothing.
terrifying.
I just had the idea of what I wanted and I thought it would be cool to see like a drag artist or a drag queen playing video games like in full face. Like you can look at the spectacle of that and you can like learn about the game from like an unmistakably like queer person. And so I didn't see it happening, so I think if you don't see what you want in the world, make
Make
it
it.
happen.
Yes. 100%. Um, but yeah, that's a great origin story for people who don't know. And like skipping out of work, I
Thank you.
love that. I love that.
I
Um,
mean, if they're not giving you what you need and you have sick time, and I'm in California, so if I call out, I had sick time at the time, so you know, I need to make my dreams happen. And I'm a big person. I'm a big believer in like a big believer. I don't know how to phrase this, but
you're
like
a believer.
I don't
Yeah.
usually say when I'm working on a project, I just sort of conceptualize it and do it, and then when I have it, I'm like, "Hey everybody, I made this."
You
Isn't that
manifest
cool?
privately. So I need to
Because
develop
because
this.
I hate to say,
This looks so bad. Sorry.
"No, you look
The
pretty." I hate to say, "Oh, I want to do XYZ," and then I never do it.
yeah.
That I feel like saying something and promoting it, not even like me now with a platform, but me back then that had nothing. It's like if I don't just go do it, I'll say I want to do it and it'll never happen. So I just like I didn't tell a soul. I'm just putting on all my makeup and then I have my camera ready and I'm just like, "All right, everybody, I'm playing Resident Evil. Who's gonna come watch me?"
I love that. See, I think for a lot of people it takes a lot of manifesting. And for you, it's it's like manifesting
Oh,
but on
I'm
private.
frozen. I'm frozen.
I am putting things into the Discord. I am sorry. There we go. You should be back. Okay, I'm putting down so everyone's questions that's been typed up, by the way. I'm copying it to the side and I will absolutely be asking them very soon. I don't wanna lose them basically because they're pretty solid
Mhm.
questions.
Mhm.
Um But yeah, what did I just ask you? I am phasing out real bad. This illness is kicking in. um,
It's it just you persevere, push through. You'll be
today's the day.
fine. You're
Today's the
making it
day.
happen.
Yes. Um, but yeah, I think especially since 2016, so much has really progressed. And since you've opened Stream Queens, obviously, but around the same time, or if not before, you became an ambassador, right?
Yes, I'm a Twitch ambassador.
And what does
Um,
that mean?
so if I'm gonna type into the chat just so people both right now here live or on the VOD, you can like see my name. So I have a special icon. I have a special partner badge next to my name, and so that signifies an ambassador. And so if you click it, if you literally click it on desktop version, you can click my badge, and it will give you a it'll give you a special page of all of the ambassadors, and you can browse it by year. I'm from 2019. And so it's just people that are doing special new things on the platform. It's just like you have a special community or you have a special niche that you fill. Like you just are doing something special and notable and you're inspiring others and blah 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 all that stuff. And so I didn't you can apply. Oh, should I shush?
No, no, no,
Something's
no. Go on.
happening.
I didn't. I was like, what does that noise mean? Thank you so much, Nova Jones, for the 5 subs to Ashley, myself, Lazy Gnome, Space Age, and Jacktivism. Thank you so much. Do some hype in
Woo!
this chat, please.
Sub
Thank you so
hype,
much.
sub hype.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm going boop boop there.
We love you,
Um,
Nova Jones.
thank you so much, Nova Jones. It's so kind of you. Um, but yeah, that's because I think you were the very first drag ambassador, right?
Yes. So I think that the program of ambassadors has existed either since 2017 or 18. It was a little bit newer by just a handful of years when I became one. And nowadays, if you click on that link, you can actually apply. If you're like, hey, I do something that no one else does. I'm the coolest, I'm the best, and I'm also a very positive representation and a very, very good faith user, always being positive and supportive and blah, blah, all that stuff. So you can apply yourself, but at the time I was selected just because of my, I guess my uniqueness in terms of like, I say that I didn't have a reference, but a lot of people nominate me as a reference that
For
inspired them
drag
to
content.
stream on Twitch.
Yeah, no, 100%. Even like full transparency for myself, I think it was I'd be working all the time back before I started streaming properly. And I'd be working all the time, and I'd always get up in the morning and see yourself streaming and see Trashly and even Granny and seeing everyone just doing their thing on the platform was such like there's a space for this now. And I've had my Twitch account, I think my account is about a decade old now. It actually was 10-year anniversary recently. And back then
Wow,
it was
congrats. That's
I know,
cool.
thank you. I had streamed previously on Twitch way back then. I'd play like Minecraft and I had like a little bit of bronzer on, but like there was no space there was not much space for someone who was very clearly quite you know, um
Queer, effeminate, like
queer,
gender
feminine.
non-conforming,
Yes.
outside the norm in more ways than one.
Literally. And
I feel you because I was scared when I first started streaming, and people would be like, "Oh my gosh, you need to go to TwitchCon. I need to meet you. You are X, Y, and Z to me," and I'm like, "Isn't that for straight people? Like, I don't
yeah.
know if I'm allowed there." That's what I said before I attended. But then when I went, people just like literally I can't even tell you like on one hand how many dirty looks I got. Like I feel like no one
Really?
messed with me and only people that were supportive to me perceived me and talked to me. Like if I wasn't their cup of tea, they just walked to a different room and didn't
That's
make a fuss.
wild. That's really wild.
Because you'd think that someone would come up to me and be like, "Hey, words that we can't say on this channel."
Gamer words. Gamer words.
Gamer words, yeah.
That's why. Sorry, real
But it
quick.
was very supportive in person. People are very mean on the internet and in school, but in other spaces, people tend to be more respectful, at least at face value.
Yeah,
It's surprising.
they wouldn't have
It's
the
very
nerve.
surprising.
They wouldn't
They'd
have the
get
nerve.
kicked out, I think.
Yeah. Real quick, thank you so much, Ansem Wall, for the subscription, and also Nova Jones for the 100 biddies, and Ansem as well. We're so close to a hype
Yes.
train already. Thank you so, so much. That is so kind of y'all. um, that's actually something that was really interesting because I remember when you went to TwitchCon, it was around the time I think you had the Stream Queens Con panel as well, was it?
So I went in 2018 was my first year,
Oh, okay.
and I was on the cusp of becoming a partner. And I want to say really quick, just as like a footnote, anyone that wants partner is amazing. Partner is opens doors, but it's also like not the only goal in the world. So definitely have other goals besides partner. But partner is a big deal within Twitch. So it's very cool and it feels amazing and it feels like an accomplishment. So I'm not saying that it isn't, but keep working and you'll achieve whatever your goals are.
Yes.
Because I started in 2016 and I was like, I know I'm doing something special here. I know I'm doing something, but I didn't have the numbers to back it up at the time. And so little by little, I was crawling towards the parameters you need, 75 viewers, certain amount of hours streamed. And that part was really hard because I was working a full-time job outside of streaming at the time because I needed to. But when you keep focusing on the cool stuff that you're doing, you will make it. It just takes time. So that's what I started in 2016, 16, 17, 18. That was 3 years of streaming. Like I made it slightly after my 3-year anniversary. So it takes time. And people say like people assume that I was born a partner. People assume that I was born with hundreds of thousands of followers, but I had to work for
You've got the
them.
hours to
And
back it up, yeah.
yeah, and all I'm saying is like if you're diligent and you have your eyes on the prize, like it might not come overnight, but I think that we all can meet our needs and our aspirations. It's me, Holly. Hi.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on.
Holly,
Holly,
Idaho.
Idaho is in the chat. Hi, Holly. I love this
Hi,
pillow so much.
Icon.
I'll be honest with you, Holly. Sometimes I'll come back and my pillow is like this, and I'm like, oh, I miss Holly. Look at this
We
icon.
love Holly. So good.
Entertain me daily. But yeah, that's wild because I guess people are so used to, and this is something that I say to a lot of people who start out in streaming. So I think a lot of people did start in during the Panettone because everyone was at
Yep.
home and doing their own thing, and they were
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what, screw up my PlayStation stream. I can stream. Da 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 da. I already have the drag to do it. A lot of people do not realize that partner, although it seems like a load of people are getting it all at once, partner seemed to have a lot more. It was such a bigger thing back then because there just wasn't as much of a viewer base, I feel, for drag in general back then.
Yeah.
It's
We had
genuinely
we had to
just.
sort of create that space at the time, and I think that includes you as well. It's like we had to be like, drag exists here.
Yeah,
Hi, drag exists here. Like whether you're a queer person or not, drag is cool to watch. So like, hi, join me when drag happens because it's cool. But we had to like, I mean, it's still interesting because a lot of people come to my channel and they're like, "Oh my god, I didn't know that drag was on Twitch." And it's like, "Hi, it's been here since a long time now.
yeah. And
Not a
there's
long time, but like, it's been established for a while with the tag and everything at this point. But it's just interesting cuz new people are seeing it all the time. But a lot of people forget that I started with nothing in 2016. I had to earn every single follow and viewer that I have. Like like no one was like, "Oh, I watch like only until recently the past like year people are like, "Oh my gosh, I've watched Trixie before. I've watched Granny before and now I'm finding you."
yeah.
Like before they were in this space at all in any way, I had to be like, "Hi, I have no following, but I deserve one. Please follow me."
Yeah. And I think what it's kind of done is I know a lot of people come into the space and be like, "Oh, viewers are so difficult. Like I'm only at a blank thing." And I'm like, "That's a very very good number, especially for starting out because or, a lot of people would have been, like double digits were something that you kind of aim for after like even sometimes a year, 2 years, 3 years for a lot of people. Um,
I was streaming to like 30 people for 2 years.
mm, I think it wasn't
Well, no,
until
no, like it was like 10 people for 1 year, and then it was 20 year the next year, and then it was 30 for a very, very, very long time.
she's consistent. She's consistent. I love that.
A little bit of
A
growth
little
here
bit
and
of
there,
growth here and
but
there.
it's just I'm grateful that anyone shows up at all. Like when I press live, actually it's funny. A few weeks ago, or maybe like a month or two ago, I was recording something for something just like a personal, just passion project. I'm very into
Oh.
modding Resident Evil 5.
Mhm.
Um, and
I know
that's
it's
something that I don't do on stream. I just like enjoy it and I just want to play the game I want to play like when I'm just bored. And
Mhm.
so I've modded it to shit. And so I was recording, I was test recording and I accidentally went live. Instead of pressing record, I pressed live and I had like 60 people like, "What is this? What are you doing? Like why isn't your mic on?" And it was just so funny that literally I press live and 60 people just are like, "Yes."
Now,
It's just mind blowing to me because there was a time where I had no, like if I press live, who knew if a single person would show up? Like I'm
yeah.
grateful for every single person that ever talks in my chat. Like I try to sometimes if I'm in the middle of things, I can't read every single comment. And I know that if I continue to grow, it'll be more and more difficult to see every comment.
Yeah.
But anyone that says anything that's supportive towards me or the stream queens or anyone doing drag or anyone that's queer, like I'm so grateful for it and it's heartwarming to me.
Fully. Like I think a lot of people take for granted how much has happened during the Panatonia. Like I think it was near the start
Mhm.
that well we did the Twitch drag development program, which literally
Mhm.
took us and how many other like five, six other, seven other,
I
seven
think
other
I th- I think it was like 9 total,
nine
maybe.
total. It was still like it was a lot of drag all going on the front page twice a week for 6 weeks. Six
Yeah.
weeks. And it was
And that
the
was unheard of.
unheard of. It was at the very, I think it was near the very start of everything as well. So it was really just the biggest whirlwind. And I had so many people who are in the chat right now who have found drag through that front page program. I wish would
It's
happen
so
again.
cool.
But it was
Yeah.
such an amazing, amazing, amazing thing to happen right at the start of this. Because I think even Eval Queen mentioned, like right before they started drag, that they saw the front page program and was like, wow. So imagine the impact if we had a bit more. Twitch, hey.
Yeah. I mean, Twitch put Stream Queens Con on the front page multiple times, so it's like it
Yes. The viewers
as
were
much as
wild. It was absolutely
yeah.
amazing.
I I think that Twitch has like as a corporate form, as an entity, I don't I'm so grateful for them and everything that they've done for me and for the communities that both I'm just personally part of, but also that I'm an ally to. Like I think that Twitch really puts the money where their mouth is a lot of the time. But there's still plenty of growth for Twitch to do. Like
As many companies, yeah. It's not, it's,
yeah. So I
yeah.
see the work that they do and I just I hope that they continue to champion for people that are in need on their platform because I see the good they do and I just want it to continue.
Yeah, 100%. So much has happened literally in the space of 2.5 years. So much, and it's amazing. And so thankful for April 2020 and learned about Twitch drag. Yes, I found Donna through front page. Normally I go through the carousel, but here we are. Honestly, the
Hey.
Aaron and a lot of other people have said I usually don't go through that carousel, but that one day I did. I found drag, and it's so
Hmm.
exciting.
It's
Um,
so cool.
so cool. So, seeing as we are on the It Gets Better page, and I've barely done my base, and we're already an hour in, um,
It
how
takes time.
it takes time. Let me quickly pull up my phone app. Um, so yeah, so we talked about when do you start drag and everything like that. So what was it like for you? I know this is a bit personal, so don't worry if I'm opening too much of Pandora's box, who I love, by the way, love her. What was it like for you? What was it like for you growing up queer and in the community?
So, it's really interesting. I have a unique upbringing. So, I'm extremely, extremely, extremely grateful. Like, I'm extremely blessed, I feel, because my parents are huge, ginormous, like the biggest Trump supporters. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
They are huge stands and allies to the queer community, like in every way possible. Like my mom, when I was growing up, she'd talk about how her roommates in college were drag queens, and my dad would go and see Divine and Tina Turner at the dive bar, and
No.
like every day when I woke up, when like my dad, my dad when I was in like middle school and high school was generally who got me ready for school, and he'd always have Tina Turner playing, and my mom during Christmas would have RuPaul's Ho 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 CD playing
No,
with
really?
Daddy Was Kissing Santa Claus. My mom like all she does is watch wedding shows and gay wedding shows. Like her favorite channel when I was in high school was Logo. Like my parents are just the weirdos of their families, of their respective families.
That is
Like they're
so, so
both the black
cool.
sheep, the odd ones out, like the eccentric ones. So I'm very blessed that I grew up around them because drag was just an accessible and respected art form. Like there was never like a, oh, that's weird that they do that.
That,
You know,
yeah.
however, I wasn't completely protected from the world. Like people at school would make fun of me because I liked Barbies, or that I wanted to be Princess Leia when we'd play Star Wars. Like when we'd like, we're all playing Star Wars on the playground. Like I always want to be Princess Leia. Or my grandparents were always like, you shouldn't like that toy, you should like this toy instead. Or like, why do you like that color? That's a girl color. So I was definitely exposed to judgment. However, my parents always took time to support me as a creative person. Like they'd encourage me to play video games and to draw and to paint. And like when I got into makeup, they were like, let's go to the Mac counter. My dad would like, I didn't drive for a long time, and I'm like my parents were so supportive that it was like they had friends that were like, why are you supporting your child this far? Like they still even get that. But like my dad, I started working at Mac when I was 18 years old. And my dad would drive me to work because I didn't drive at the time. And like it was like our bonding time. Like we'd listen to music and we'd talk about SNL and Mad TV and stuff like that.
Oh, the
And
taste, the taste. I love that. Your dad has some great taste in like TV and music. I love that. That is so
my
sweet.
dad is very silly.
Ah,
Um and so I had an amazing upbringing where drag and art were just like I said, like respected.
mm,
But and so like right now, my mom asked me like, "What are you doing this week?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm on It Gets Better." So I sent her the link. I don't know if she's here watching, but she was watching Stream Queens Con and she bought merch, and she has like pictures of me in drag on her walls, which is like incredible because not everyone gets that. And I'm very, very cognizant and aware that like I have like a storybook childhood
yeah.
in many ways, in terms of at least expression and the support of it. But my parents all the time, like my mom has some health issues where like she has arthritis and stuff at this point, so she can't like walk around that much. But she always talks about like I read an article about like a mom that goes to gay pride parades and she hugs the queer children that don't like get love
Oh,
from their parents. And my mom's like, I wish I could do that. I'm so jealous that I can't walk. Like I'd have to go there with a wheelchair, but it's my dream to do something like that. And it's just so touching. She's very my mom has always been kind to anybody, not just queer people, not just any one type of person. Like my mom is the best person in the whole entire world.
that's so
She always
sweet.
makes time for people that need time.
Yeah. Well, if you are watching, you are an amazing mom, and you have great taste in Christmas music as well. I was literally
Hi,
listening to
Gazalma.
Hi.
That's
Um,
the name she goes by on Twitch.
I was listening to I want a nose job. What song is that again? The Christmas one? The All I want for Christmas is my nose touched up. I'm like,
Oh
RuPaul, this
yeah,
is
yeah,
too
yeah, yeah,
much.
yeah.
It's still a bop, but Jesus, that Christmas album was so
It's so
camp.
funny. My mom would always pull it out, and it got to a point where like, when your parents love like what your parents are into, it like almost makes you not want to be into it.
Yeah.
Like when I was a teenager, I was like against drag
Drag?
queens like Divine and RuPaul because and I went to school with full makeup on. Like I went to
No.
school basically in drag, but like not completely. But it got to a point where like drag and queer culture would annoy me because my parents were so obsessed with it, like it was their thing, and I'm like, I need my own thing. I'm gonna go listen to Rob Zombie.
Oh
But then I fell in
my
love with it because,
goodness.
of course, it's fun, and
Yeah.
I already loved makeup and fashion, and so like it became an expression for me personally. But there was just like that point of rebellion where it's like, this isn't subversive to what my parents like, so I need to like something else. Sort of funny.
That's like you said, storybook. I think when you talk about not mentioning it as much and being aware, I think for a long time for me, I was very lucky as well. My parents were, I think dame culture here is quite big. So we have a thing called the pantomime where, people, it's all about like Peter Pan or Cinderella. It's usually at Christmas, and there'll always be a dame who is usually a drag artist who is playing like the mom or something like that. And for me,
Hmm.
I got to see a lot of that, especially with my granny. And we loved that kind of culture. We kind of loved the cabaret and that kind of essence around it. But for a long time, I didn't really like to talk about it because I always felt bad because so many people didn't have that experience. And it wasn't until I was talking to someone who didn't have that experience that said, no, I love hearing people talk about it because it makes me happy to know there was people who had such a great experience. And I hope that people are able to, like parents are able to hear that and say, oh, I could do that too in the future. So,
Yeah. I think it's important to at least in some respects highlight that like kindness does exist in the world and there are people that can just accept people as they are,
yeah.
and it sort of creates that reference point of like, why aren't more people like this? Why don't people make the choice to be kind, considerate, loving, and unconditional?
Yeah. And kind of going off of the same vein, how was it, or did you ever come out to your parents?
I did come out, but like it was more like my parents were like, "We want you to be honest with us,"
Oh.
because like it was that rebellious period where it's like I don't want to give them what they want.
You don't want to give them happiness. Yeah, no, I think we all went through that
I
at some
just
point.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to be myself, and I didn't want assumptions or strings attached to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to exist and not have to say it or spell it out. But like it did eventually in high school, it was just like, I'm gay and I am the way I am. And I was already an individual. Like, like I was already not the normal everyday child. So it was really easy, but it just like I had to like get the confidence to like, you can know something about yourself and not want to say it. And that's the place that I was at. And I think that we should all come out on our own terms um when we're ready, because
Yeah.
there's no rush. We're all on our own journeys. We all have our own stories. We all have our own things that are around us that may help or may hurt that process. But I just wanted to do it on my own time. And it was pretty obvious for a long time
To
with
everyone around. Yeah. Yeah.
the way that I express myself, but I didn't want to say it until I wanted to say it.
Yeah. I think that's we talked about this because the last event we did on here, we did a panel. Well, the last event we did that wasn't a streaming thing. We had a panel for National Coming Out Day. I had Wreck It Raven and
Nice.
Joyful Jupiter, and it was really, really fun. We just talked about coming out and our experiences and things like that. But one of the things that kind of was quite highlighted was that in this day and age, a lot of people don't feel the need to, or feel the pressure they have to. And for me, myself, and
Mhm.
I never really had the urge to do that. I never really ever came out either because my parents kind of offered this space. Again, very, very lucky, very, very thankful. They just offered this space to say, look, if you end up bringing home a boy or a girl or whatever, will support you and love them. And I was just very
It's
lucky that,
beautiful.
yeah, and I was just very lucky the first person I take home, I think they love more than me, to be honest. Um,
Uh,
so they,
well,
but it's really just like such a great thing that I was very lucky to have because I was very anxious growing up, and doing that big jump to me was just something I couldn't do. And by the time I was by the time I was very comfortable with myself, it was kind of almost like it was beyond sexuality. It was more about like gender identity, you know? And I
yeah,
think I was just very lucky that I didn't, as a very anxious person, didn't deal with that. But I give so much props to people who do come out. You know, there's no need to, but there's also no rush to. So whether you do come out or don't come out, it's completely up to you. It is your own journey. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Um, and I think that Passions Planet has a really good point of like chosen families too, because I have some good stories regarding that. So my mom, I told y'all that my mom is like one of the most kindest, considerate people. So like when I was in high school, we had my mom just like would befriend so many different people, and there were a few kids where like a kid that used to live down the street but moved to Florida, like his mother unfortunately passed away, and then my mom was like, well, you live in Florida but you can come move to us. We were in New England, so high up on the East Coast, and she was like, well, our home is open to you. Come move in with us. And then he moved in with us. And then my friend, I was a little bit older than her, like 3 or 4 years older, but we had my mom's ex coworker's daughter was struggling with her dad because she didn't know, but she was like adopted, and like the dad stopped loving her, and she was also bisexual, and she was also creative, and she had all these things going on. My mom was like, well, every few months you can stay the weekend here so that you can have a safe space. So like my mom was basically like, I'll be your family if your family is like, if you're having family difficult
yeah,
times.
yeah,
And so there's people in the world that will be your chosen family, just like Passion mentioned. And it can be really helpful, and it can be like really rejuvenating, and it can give some people hope.
yeah,
Like
100%.
sometimes we feel hopeless, and having someone there that isn't our family but has our backs like family should can really make a huge difference.
Yeah. I actually, weirdly enough, as you say that, we had a very similar thing here where it was very similar where someone found out something or not found out something, but they had like difficulties because of something like that. And my mom was very much an open arms kind of thing of being like, stay with us. We have a place where you can stay and you're very welcome to come and go as you please. And I think that kind of
Yeah.
does tie in with the regardless of where someone comes from, everyone sometimes just needs that bit of step or bit of escape. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, having that escape and finding their own community sometimes is the way to go. But that's also a very valid way
Hmm.
of having a family. Relationship with parents can also be
And
great, but
if we don't have that in person, the internet can really be that way of accessing that love and that safe space these days.
mm, I think even just for a lot of people around the world, a safe space like somewhere on Twitch is just it's a pretty amazing option that a lot of people for the last however many years just never really had the option to do. I'm so
Hmm.
amazing, absolutely glitter angel. Amazing do think exactly, but fair. Honestly, just like everyone's just saying, your mom is just amazing. Uh, Truly,
My mom's a good egg. She's
good
like,
egg, great egg.
she worked for the census for a while, for a number of years, and people would be like, "Stop calling me lady, get out of here." And it was always wild to hear those stories, because all I know of my mom is just kindness, considerate, um, patient. Just it was always wild to hear that people had no patience for her when she, like, if they took 5 minutes to know that, like, in the United States the census is like the people that count, like
Information.
they're the ones that, yeah, the
Yeah.
information, and like gather the statistics for the country. And so it's very intrusive. It's very intrusive. No one, I'm not saying that it's not intrusive, but it's just funny because like she's the nicest lady doing the intrusive jobs, and she's only doing it because like it's her job. She has to.
Yeah.
They have to get that information somehow legally. So
And honestly, with America, with everything about information, I have so much respect for her because that must have been really, really rough. But yeah.
mhm.
Right, I'm gonna take one of the questions that we got already. Let me see. Where did my Discord go? Thank you for the follow, Oro2. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
Thank you. Oh, hold on. I am missing. Oh, there we go. Um, Here we go. So Rothy, the icon, said if you could give a
I
piece of
love
advice,
Rothy.
if you could give a piece of advice to someone trying to dive into drag artistry, what would it be?
Um, what I would say is like it's like any passion, skill, pastime, interest, in my opinion, where you just have to go for it and do it and see what happens. Because a lot of us want to do things. A lot of us say, oh, I want to get into baseball. I want to get into streaming. I want to get into XYZ, all this stuff. We all want to get into something. But it's easy to say you want to get into something, and it's hard to actually go do it.
Yeah,
And especially with drag, like we all want to start off as the most polished, perfect person. But it's like someone that is like an engineer doesn't start off as the best engineer in the world. A person that can like an architect doesn't start off amazing. They have to go to school. So like we all have a jumping point. We all have a place of where we started and where we learned and then got better. And so with that, just go out and do it. You don't need the best makeup, you don't need the best costumes, you don't need the like I a lot of people don't think what you and I do is real drag unless we go and perform at the bar after.
still.
So don't listen to anyone. You know your intentions and you know your art better than anyone else. So I would say just go for it.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
little by little, I think that to me, makeup is the most important. Like I'm the most inspired by other people's makeup as well as my own makeup. It's my favorite part to do. It just like gets me feeling good and I feel like it sets the tone for my drag. And so makeup is what I put my most time into. Find what drag is to you. Is it makeup? Is it styling? Is it aesthetics? Is it performance? Is it comedy? Is it dancing? Is it comedy? Or I already said comedy. Is it lip syncing? Is it performance? Is it like what is it to you? Because there are endless amounts of things that you can do. Because drag is just like what you're
It's a
wearing.
category. That's a
What are you doing
yeah.
with your drag? Donna bakes. Donna has baking tournaments. Like drag can be your connection to any other thing. To
Yeah.
me, drag is what I'm doing and what I'm wearing, but it's also amplified by the other things that I'm doing at the same time. Like I want to put it into a vehicle, and my vehicle is drag and streaming and horror video games and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
what does it mean to you?
I think a lot of people also don't realize that a lot of people who go into drag come from being in musical theater, being a makeup artist, being a performer, being a musician. Literally, drag is literally just a. I want to say this. It's gonna sound smart, but I don't know if the word is right. Adjective? No. Yes. No. It's a word that basically is like saying
It,
you
it's like a
you
descriptor,
it's a
yeah.
description, exactly. It isn't like a above all end all. Because we have people like Aubrey Wodonga who does
Oh my god.
oh my god, like circus amazing acrobats and everything, and then there's just so many makeup artists and singers and performers and just it's wild. It is
And I
wild.
do think that it's worth saying, like, drag can be just period. Like, it can just be you're putting on your drag, and here you are, and this is the way you look, and you don't do anything else with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's your prerogative, that's your choice. I think that drag isn't any one thing, and that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I, as an artist, want, like I mentioned before at the beginning of the program, I want my art to have a purpose. And that's why I'm like, I put on all of this and then I go play video games because to me, it's a combination of my favorite things art and makeup and design and color and fashion. intersecting with video games and horror and gamer and queer culture all rolled into one. But it can be any number of things. And a lot of people say like bedroom queen, bedroom queen, bedroom queen. But it's not a bedroom. You're not a bedroom queen when you're sought after and booked.
Booked, busy, blessed, all that good stuff. I think people like to put down drag 'cause it doesn't suit how they see it on the telly sometimes. And I think
Yeah,
in recent years we've definitely kind of elevated a lot more from that. Um, but
absolutely.
but people will always try and find a way to invalidate drag, and I think that will
Yeah.
always be a thing. So not listening to that and kind of going about your own way and carving out your own path, whatever way that may be. It's all
Hmm.
drag, and no one can tell you otherwise, you know? Unless you're
Create your
affecting someone,
own
it doesn't.
journey.
Exactly, yeah. Also, thank you for the follow, Aurora Banshee icon.
Y'all.
Um, is every beautiful soul here today? Amazing, Alec. Thank you so much. I hope you're keeping well. Um, but yeah, I think actually, you know what? I think I've got another thing. Oh, yeah. I was gonna answer as well, but I didn't. I didn't think about answering. Um, where is it? Piece of advice, I guess, like you said, it's kind of like just starting whatever way you feel. I think a big thing for me was that not comparing, I think, is one of the biggest enemies to a lot of drags, especially
I think to
queers.
any artist, comparing is damaging.
So damaging, so damaging. It's easy
And
mindset to get into as well.
comparing is different than inspiring. Like someone can inspire you and resonate with you and push you to do your own thing in a number of ways. But comparing is being like, I'm not as good as XYZ, or I am better in all these different ways than this person. And that is a damaging road.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I think the way that I like to think of it is at the end of the day, we're all on different racetracks. We're all on different racetracks. Some people, you might start in the racetrack, you might be ahead of some people, you might be behind some others. But the point is that you got to focus on your own goal. Don't look to the left, don't look to the right. You can be inspired by it. But the moment that you start to sit there and compare and say, well, I don't have this and I don't have that, it's an easy rabbit hole. And there's no blaming. I don't blame anyone who gets in this mindset. It's an easy rabbit hole to get into because as humans, you know, we always try to be the best that we can. So what I say to people
Yeah.
starting drag is please, please, please love what you do. Take inspiration, sure, but never, ever, ever prevent yourself from doing something, reaching for an opportunity, getting into something just because you feel, well, it's not like theirs. At the end of the day, there will always be someone who will either be doing something, make it better than you, performing better than you. But at the end of the day, as long as you focus on your craft and who you are, it does not matter who around you is doing what. As long as you enjoy it and you love what you do, it should not matter, you know?
And they have nothing to do with you at the end of the day.
Exactly. They're not paying your bills. And if they are, give them a show, you know?
If they are paying your bills, good, take the money.
Take the money and run. Yeah. Rob them. Rob them.
Yeah.
um, I love that question. That was really good. Um,
I just feel like it's so easy to like get hung up in other people's deals and like they chances are they have nothing to do with you.
yeah.
And if someone else is being hateful and being like, you don't do this as good as this other person, dead to me.
Yeah. They've got their own issues going on,
Dead
you know?
to me.
You know. I think one thing, especially as drag artists on this platform specifically, it's very hard not to get in the mindset, especially when we have a little number down in the bottom right corner all the time, you know? For me, myself, and
Yeah.
I for a very long time actually didn't bother with it. And then every so often, I'll just sometimes kind of flick it off and never look at it. I don't look at my statistics. I don't look at analytics. I make sure that my main focus always is enjoying myself. If I'm not enjoying myself, then, you know, it's to me, it's
Yeah.
just, it's a bigger hill to get over sometimes.
If you're not enjoying what you do, especially in this line of work where you are on camera, it's live, people are going to you for experiences, um, and they're going to you for authenticity. If you're not doing something that you believe in and is bringing you joy at the end of the day, you will get burnt out.
Yeah. And also,
And that's
people can
and that's
tell.
not to you, that's to anybody listening right now. That's like to everyone in the world. It's like you need to stand by what you're doing and you need to like there has to be some sort of reward, whether it's of course monetary is good, but like you need to get a bit of joy out of it, or it will feel like work. I don't work retail because that is too much work for me. I hate it. I've paid my dues. I got through it. Now I'm doing something where I get joy and I feel good about what I'm putting out into the world. And if I
Absolutely.
compromise that too much, there's ways to compromise it. Like, there's the gig. Like, if we're thinking of sponsorships, for example, like if you're getting some money for something that you love and then you're getting money for something that you don't really like and you don't really stand by it, like you have to look at it with a magnifying glass and make sure you're not compromising too much, or you will get burnt out and you will be dissatisfied and you'll feel unhappy with what you're doing. You have to
Absolutely.
stand by what you're doing because people are coming to us because we're having a good time. We're sparkling, we're shining, and not just physically. Like we're shining. Like when I'm playing video games and I'm loving what I'm doing, people just love it, and
Yeah.
I love it too.
I will say though, it is kind of easy sometimes, like we were talking about comparing. It's easy to kind of get in a headspace, and some days you do have bad days, but there are
Yeah.
times when people can tell where you're not enjoying yourself. I've had streams where I was playing a game I wasn't massively pushed on, and I kind of was just like, and people were like, you know what, just move on, do something you enjoy, because people want to watch you enjoy yourself. They want to watch you being yourself, and if you're not enjoying yourself, it's hard to kind of hop on that train with you, because people want what's best for you, the most part. The most people who want to see you want what's best for you, basically.
Yep. I was playing Dead by Daylight and I was so frustrated I had to play Animal Crossing and people were like, "Do you? We love it."
Oh, going from one piggy to another, very cute. um
Mhm.
There's an unhealthy habit of competition within the queer scene, even outside Twitch. Celebrate what you enjoy and put any other energy into your craft and work instead. Absolutely. Because really, like before the Panettone hit, outside of drag, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a professional baker, and that's kind of what I studied.
Love it.
Studied bread and all that good stuff, and business and things like that. And
Do you
although
know
I
how to
love
make
it,
focaccia?
huh?
Do you know how to make focaccia bread,
Oh,
Italian bread?
absolutely love bread. Focaccia. Focaccia is it. Um,
So good.
so
Sorry, go
good.
on.
No. So I was kind of doing that, and I was finishing up a degree. Eventually started working over in London in a very very bougie big hotel, and it was right before the Panettone hit, and it was just not the job, because I was so used to working in like coffee shops. I had already been streaming on Twitch a little bit, and I missed talking to people. And although I was passionate about being a baker, doing all the things, I may have spent 3 years, 4 years actually, and a lot of money just to get there. I realized in the moment, like, this is just not it. And when right before the Panettone hit, and I shipped myself back to Dublin to get away from everything that was happening, and starting to do Twitch, I realized just how much I missed talking to people. And although I spent so many
Mhm.
years in this one career, I realized over time that just there is a point in time where you can turn around and say, look, this isn't as enjoyable, and there's nothing wrong with shifting your focus. As long as you're happy, and
Yep.
you're healthy, you're healthy, and you're doing your thing, that's all that matters. Um,
As long as you're making ends meet and you're not compromising too much,
yes.
then it's all Gucci.
I guess that's another thing with Twitch that I always hear people say, they kind of give up everything to make Twitch work, when it's not
Um,
always the most reliable way to. People don't come to Twitch to become rich, basically, is what I'm saying.
yeah, you have to sort of get a middle ground between your aspirations and the realities, I think. Because a lot of people, I'm at a point where I'm pretty established.
Yeah.
I don't think that's like conceited to say.
No, not at all.
I was in Vogue magazine. I'm not conceited. It's just the
Yes.
reality.
You're blessed. You're
But
blessed to be
I
here, everyone. You're blessed to be here.
I just feel like a lot of people look at me and they're like, it's so easy for Deer, but I was working in 2016, 17, and 18, and 19, and 20. It's only been a year and some change of being full time. But I was working retail and crying every day and just being like, I just want to be able to stream, but I know that like I'm on the cusp of something cool and I'm on the cusp of like meeting these goals and I'm almost to where I want to be, but I need to be able to pay my rent.
Yeah.
Paying my rent is the number one. thing right now. So I'm doing my passion, which is Twitch and drag, and I'm doing my thing I gotta do just to make it through the day so I don't get thrown on the street. Because if I get thrown on the street, if I don't pay my rent, I won't be able to do my drag. So I was working retail and I was making it work, and I was trying to balance my goals with the realities. And so it was just like an unfortunate thing that I felt stuck in, but it's just what I had to do. So you can't just, I mean, if we have some people are privileged where they don't have to work, or they can work in certain ways to make other things feasible, but that wasn't the reality for me. And there was no shame in it. It's
Yeah.
just I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
So the people that throw away everything and they're like, I'm gonna be the next ninja, like, just consider that it's hard.
Yeah.
Ninja didn't even know that he was gonna be ninja until he was.
And then he was off
You can
one.
work really hard and you can make your goals happen, but like don't overshoot and expect all of it to be handed to you because it's hard. It
Mm.
is so hard.
I'm missing a brush. I can't find a brush. No.
We're manifesting a brush,
I'm not finding a brush. Oh, there it
but
is.
I
Got it.
truly believe if you pour time into your crafts, you'll be rewarded. It's just like, little by little, and try to have small goals, because the smaller the goals, the easier you'll hit them and you can move on to new goals.
Yeah, step by step. And also celebrate every goal you hit, no matter how big or small.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
you never know when the next goal is gonna come, so celebrate each and every one of them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Okay, right. We've gone through a lot of coming out, talking about Twitch, talking about drag. So, what is one makeup product that you absolutely need in your arsenal and find it hard to live without?
The product I'm using right now,
Liner?
a liquid liner that like is reliable and smooth and easy to work with and inky.
Mm,
I think that that's the most important for me, because I like a very technical makeup. Like, I want someone to look at it and be like, "Oh my gosh, there's a lot going on."
yeah.
Um, but I also think that the things that make the most difference are contour and eyelashes. And the most fun for me is lipstick. So I feel like all of it is really essential to me. But
Liner
I
is
just love
like,
makeup. I'm a makeup artist, so I love makeup. Makeup is just so cool.
mm, oh, I think that was one thing, especially because I like obviously I was looking at the Reddit drag page years ago, and I think makeup was a big thing because I'd be watching, looking all these people who would post their drag for the first time or just that they're going live, and I think that's when I saw you and I was like, oh my god, that is a face that has had experience, and it's just
Thank
such a,
you.
it's such a honestly like now seeing what's happened with so much, I guess what they call like Instagram makeup and Instagram drag has just progressed so much, and TikTok as well. The kids,
TikTok is so good.
Crystal Versace is a prime example of like wild makeup that I feel like
Hmm.
10 years ago was just not as, I mean, obviously wasn't drag, but not as easily accessible. Like even full coverage makeup, I felt for a long time, unless you were next to a Mac store or a Krylon or whatever, it was a lot harder to get.
Hmm.
So I love it. Do y'all have any tips for contour? That's always the most intimidating part of makeup for me. Um, I guess since you just answered a question, I'll give you a second. But for me, I personally, I know a lot of people will not use liquid contour, but for me, liquid contour just kind of helps me, someone who gets very indecisive with poor vision, able to lay down the groundwork before having to like commit to it. So even over
Yeah, that
blending
makes
out my
sense.
contour, like I'll over blend my contour happily, as long as I know that I can fix it up with powders later on. So also try out different things in your own time. Don't wait until you're like me going onto a stream and then trying out new things like a new camera, a new mic and everything. In your own time, try out try out like a different contour shape, even if it's just on your skin and you just want to see it. I find mapping out your face helps a lot in all forms of drag, realistically.
Absolutely.
Mm.
When it comes to contour, I like a cream stick, because I feel like I put on the liquid foundation, and then while all that is still fresh, putting a bit of cream like blends very seamlessly. Um, and I like cooler tones on everyone a little bit better as a contour. Like I don't like an orange contour. It's a bit too warm for me. I feel like shadows should look a little bit colder, whether it's a mix of orange and ash or if it's just straight up ash. But I see a lot of people do very, very, very warm bronzer as contour, and I think that it could be a little bit better.
Mm.
But I also think that drag and makeup is self-expression. So if that's your vision, I think as long as it's deliberate, then I respect it.
Actually, as we're talking about it, one thing that I really find helps me a lot, when doing makeup is or contour is I use two different shades. And I know people always say, "Oh, use a lighter shade and a darker shade." I find getting a small powder brush, like I'll use something even as small as this, just to
Mm.
literally just go
Hmm.
right in
Detail.
and really get in with the contour, and then use a tiny bit of darkness right in the edge. And it just kind of gives you, I find that with most makeup, I always use two shades of everything to kind of give you a bit of definition. And it kind of, rather than
Hmm.
just being kind of like a one tone overall, which sometimes to me comes off as almost grayscale sometimes, having the two tones almost gives you like a backup of definition. But
Yeah.
you know, you're probably aiming for it at some point. Not gonna lie, I'm trying out this new product by P. Louise. It's like an eye topper. Does my new camera do this? Can I do this? Oh my god, I can. Um,
Ooh.
picked this up at a Be Perfect store. Usually, what I'll do is like cut it out with micellar water with on a Q-tip, and then fill it in with an eye primer. But I'm trying out this. I'm not sure if I like it, but again, stream of trying out new things all today.
That ac-
Welcome on
that
in.
actually reminds me. I ordered for Black Friday. I got a Danessa Merrick or something or other. Someone recommended me, but I haven't seen it arrive. So hopefully it's not lost.
Hopefully, it's not lost. You need to. I'm telling you, dear. These Be Perfect palettes. They are iconic. Like I'm still living. I'm
Oh,
living, breathing, and dying, vomiting over
is
these
that
palettes still.
Be Perfect is the one that made the Vivians,
The
right?
Vivian's, yes, a stunning palette as well, actually.
Yeah, I always see Lady Lay use that one. I love it.
Oh, I love Lady Lay. Um,
It's Lady Lay. She's on the
Lady Lay,
tele.
Lady Lay on the tele. Um, no, yeah, I that palette's stunning, but that's one of the palettes where I'm like, I think I have all the shadows, so I'm gonna wait a little bit until I run out of things again before I jump back in. But they really make some stunning, and they make some actually really stunning lips as well. I have like two of theirs that are they're quite nudie, pretty pretty though.
Nice.
Um, very
Ooh.
smelly, like very raspberry, but they kind of fade off a bit after, and I'm not usually a fan of smelly lips.
Scented.
Scented, smelly lips, I'm not usually a fan of.
Oh
Um,
no.
but they're actually quite
Do you have
nice.
any sugar pill?
I do. They all dried out a little bit though since Lipstick Day 2020, I think.
I
Um,
love their products and I deal with it, but I don't like how they smell.
I think you also got it the was it the video game palette, the one with the little cat on it?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
liked it. I didn't like the shadows in it though.
The fun size.
Fun size. I thought it was so cute. I had to have it anyways. I just wasn't a huge fan of the shadows on it though, and I love their shadows normally, you know. So
Yeah, I like those ones, but they're very like pastel.
pastel, yeah.
But I
Um,
love their products generally.
no, I love their. I think they have one called Duchess, which is just this stunning, like almost plum nude. Mm, it's so. I think I still have it here somewhere, but it is.
Yeah, it is
She
pretty.
is. She is dried out. I will say you
She's
have a.
dry.
She is very. She's actually. Oh, here she is. I think. It's just this stunning. I just love like a
Pretty.
nudie
Hmm.
plum. It is not focusing at all. I really feel like a YouTuber right now.
With your
um,
hand, put your hand behind it.
my filthy hand. Yeah.
There it is.
Ooh.
It got
Can you see
focused.
it? Can you see it? Hello?
Love that.
Crack my screen on camera. Um, but yeah, y'all have a taster. Oh yeah, I read that. Ditch the time, babes. um,
Ditch the tongue.
ditch the time. So, what is your aim for the look today? Bit late to be
I'm
asking,
inspired by
but
this beautiful background.
right?
So It Gets Better gave us this gorgeous frame to work with. So I am doing a bit of pink, a bit of purple.
Oof. Oof. Stunning. I'm kind of taking in that there's like a little hint of orange in the middle. Little hint of it.
Yep.
I'm gripping
Yep.
it and
The little kiss of peachy.
I'm taking it and I'm running to the bank with it. And then adding a little
Love
bit of
it.
pink over it. For the two different sides of it. Love that.
I love pink and I love purple, so it's just like, ooh,
Oh,
so nice.
speaking of purple lips, I need to stop buying them, but I love them so much.
Purple is so fun. I'm trying to find like a neon lavender. There's a
Ooh.
brand that I don't want to buy from, and I'm trying to find a
Mm-hmm.
dupe.
Mm-hmm. I still have one of the lips that I'm like, I'm scraping it basically, but I've had it for so long. I'm like, come on now. But someday I'm gonna need a really good white lip to kind of top things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Frustrating, but happy to support other brands. Sugar Pill
Yeah.
are just amazing though. I really, really love
I
them.
love Sugar Pill. And I love Anastasia lately. I'm using Anastasia eye makeup right now. Oh, it's so pretty.
I really want to try the Norvina. I really, really want to try it.
This
I
one?
Yes. Oh my God, it's all
I
purples and
love
browns and oh, I
it's
need
all
it.
purples and nude.
So
It's
stunning.
really, really, really pretty.
I have their brow tint. I remember I was bugging you about the color, and you're like, "This color would be perfect."
I
It
think yeah,
was.
I think you got Auburn, right?
This,
Was it Auburn?
well, I got the brush. Um, Soft brown. Soft brown.
Oh yeah, soft brown is such a like it's a ever so slightly warm reddish brown. Oh, it's pretty.
It is so stunning because I don't usually do too much makeup out of drag, but that is like the go-to, and it is so stunning. I really
Just a
want to try more.
kiss of eyebrow.
Yes, I really want to try more of the products, but I just don't. They only kind of started to kind of show here in stores recently, and I'm kind of one of those people that I need to have my fingers in the makeup before I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
Um,
Well, they. I would say all of their products are very, very reliable.
I'm looking at their contours at the moment, and it looks so stunning.
Yeah, I'm using theirs today. I'm using Mink
Ooh.
and Fawn.
Oh, how fitting! How fitting!
Yeah, that one's my favorite.
It was made after you, of course.
Uh-huh.
Contouring in general. Um, ugh. Right, I'm gonna power through liner. Hopefully, I think we're good with time. We're what? Coming up to 2 hours, and we have an hour after that, and we'll have a small break, by the way, near the end. Um,
Yeah.
to quickly get on the rest of the
I'm
drag.
doing I would say I'm not like going the fastest, but I'm going.
Slowing down for me, probably. Yeah, I'm panicking a little bit. But I usually in my own time, because you do all of your makeup on stream, right? For the most part.
Not all of it. So when I have sponsored things, usually I'll do my makeup first because I don't know if this is always how it works with you, but like they'll be like, we want you to be live at XY time, and I'm like, okay, let me just make sure I'm on time and just get my face out of the way.
Yeah, I'll show up without a lash and a wig on, but I'll be like, "You look, here we go." But
Uh,
usually, there have been times where I've literally gone live. I'm like, "Okay, y'all, I just need to put on the glass real quick, and then we're gonna go." But I try
mhm.
and do it as much as often off stream, purely because when it comes to doing makeup, I feel like talking right now, I'm taking my time, listening, whatever. But I'll have music on in the background. I'll get it done. I can get it done in an hour to an hour and a half nowadays, which is
Yeah, me
like,
too.
which I used to take like 5 hours. Like I remember early
Ooh.
on Twitch, people would be like, "Oh, still going, huh?" And I remember,
I no, you go.
no, I remember Cookie Dough. Cookie Dough would take like 3 or 4 hours to get in drag, right? And then she would take
I
a
love
30-minute
cookie.
break to go have dinner with her mom in full drag and then come back.
How
I remember I
cute.
was sitting in her stream one time and it was like a solid hour before she came back. I'd be like, "Hi, dinner was lovely."
Oh my god, that's adorable.
So her mom is just so sweet as well, like so cute.
Yeah, I've seen her stream with her mom. It's so cute.
So, so cute. I love
I
people so much. Hydration, by the
I
way.
sorry?
Hydration redeemed, by the way, in case you haven't
Oh,
already.
hydration. I do have some Volta.
Mm,
I
refreshing.
refreshing. So when it comes to doing my makeup on stream, I love doing it on stream because that's sort of like the pre-show to my
Mm,
gaming content. It's sort of like the behind the scenes, like we're just chatting about food and we're chatting about makeup and we're chatting about all these things. Because when it comes to the game, it's like we're focused and the conversation is usually about what's happening on screen rather than like, getting to know each other. How was your day? What did you do today? Like, what are you doing tomorrow? Stuff like that. It's really it's just like a different vibe. And I also usually notice that it's a different group of people too. So it's sort of like the people that are there for the drag and the makeup come in during the makeup streams, and then the people that are there for the gaming content and the memes and like the wildness are there during the video games happening.
yeah. I think I used to do it all the time, and obviously, like Passion says there, back in the early streams with the cloud background and the 5-hour feature film. Um,
Ooh.
I think I used to do that a lot, but then I found myself, because I think it was after doing the front page thing, I really learned how to like speed it up a bit and kind of take on new, faster approaches, because I just used to be so focused on the detail, which is actually another tip for people starting drag, that the detail isn't always where it's at. I find my best makeup is sometimes the ones where I'm literally cut for time 2 hours and I panic and put it on. They're some of my favorite
Hmm.
looks by far. Um, but I personally
Not
just
for me, but
oh, but the I sometimes I want to start, like, my stream is 6 p.m. sometimes, which is what, like 10 a.m. your time. I
I
just
think
need to
so,
be
yeah.
I need to be in drag from the get-go, because just time zones are just so difficult for a lot of people. So
Hmm.
I always try and do that beforehand. And it just means that I know I'll show up on time and finish in time and all that. But I like doing a bit of just
Yeah,
chatting as well
absolutely.
anyways. Mm. Um uh yeah. I was gonna ask a question, then I forgot. I'm also trying to focus on my liner.
Fix the liner, girl.
Oof. I think I did my lid a bit smaller than normal, which is already very
Um,
petite.
But yeah, my mom
Oh!
always tells me like, "Why aren't you doing your makeup on stream? Why are you already in makeup?" And it's like, if I have a booked, like I try to almost always do my makeup on stream, but it has become more like sometimes like 3 or 4 out of the 5 days because if I have like a deadline, if I have to be live at a certain time, it's like I don't want to guess
Panic.
about what time I'll
Yeah.
be ready.
You don't want to panic
I
either,
want to
yeah.
just be, boom, I'm ready, I'm good, I'm good. I don't have to question if I'm gonna show up on time
Yeah.
because it's important to be timely.
Yeah. And also sometimes when you're stressing, you just don't want you want to focus to get it done, get it on, get the lashes
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Quick thank you, LV Pessy, for the 2 month subscription, by the way. It's very much appreciated from
Yes.
all of us that it gets better. Very much appreciated. Thank you so so much.
Love
Um
that.
yes. Um I'm really trying to focus on this liner. I think liner is one of my favorite steps, truly, because this is the moment where I'm like, oh, ooh. Oh, thank you for the follow as well, Toyota Harlot. Stunning Irish drag queen as well. Um,
Ooh.
right. So Norvina calls you up on the phone, right? Because she has your phone number, right? And she's like, "Dear, it's your bestie, Norvina. I've got $5 trillion, right? And I am happy to make any single product in the world, put all the research in. Thank you for the follows, Lime. I will make any product in the world for you to help your drag process. What is that product?" Now, 5 trillion is, in case you don't know, a lot of money. Um,
It
and
is.
it can go towards research, it can go towards any product, anything at all. What would you want to be produced or made?
Um, I would probably say a more affordable full coverage matte finish makeup because I feel like so many products cater to like hydrating, glowing. I feel like there's barely
Texture.
anything. Yeah, I feel like there's barely anything that just goes on super duper duper matte and full coverage. And the only thing that I swear by is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover
Oh,
Matte Finish
stunning.
Mousse Foundation,
Oops.
and it is expensive. It is very, very, very expensive. And I shell it out because this is what makes my makeup look and feel the way I want. And I have not found anything that compares to it in terms of the way it feels on the face. I don't like when it feels slick and wet.
Mm,
It
like it's
like
gonna slide off, yeah.
it disgusts me. And I know that other people want hydration and they want like moisture, but it just doesn't work for me. And so that's my favorite because you put that on and it self sets. Like you don't have to powder it.
Ooh.
I still powder it because I want it to be the powderiest, driest makeup in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the only makeup that like self sets for me, like where you touch it and it doesn't get on your hand and it doesn't feel sticky.
Oh, that's a blessing. That is so nice. But honestly, like I think for me, I was using Krylon for a long time because that was like, you know, the staple drag, whatever. And I have very dry
Yeah.
skin. So if I used to use, when I used to use different types of liquid foundations, it would just kind of like catch onto dry skin. It was awful. Whereas something
Yeah.
like, thank you for the 100 biddies, LV. It's really appreciated. Thank
Woo!
you. Have a good one, Jendies and
Ladies.
NBs. Yes. I always found that it was kind of like, at least with the grease paint, it would like just sit on it. But I feel like in recent years, we have definitely come up with better products. Like I use this now, which I know isn't great for texture. Come on,
Which one is
YouTube.
that?
The Super
Oh, it's
Stay.
the Super Stay. Is that Maybelline?
It is, yes. And originally I remember I had Revlon or something and I had MAC as well. But that is definitely like the cheapest and get the job done kind of foundation for me. Nowadays it's just kind of like get it done, especially on camera. If I'm not going out to a
Yeah.
gig, I don't care too much about the longevity. I care more about just like getting it, the finish, pictures, you know. But honestly, I had so much hopes when it came to, remember Kat Von D made that kind of, or what is it, cruelty vegan something. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they had the it was
The
like in a,
KVD, whatever it stands for now.
it was like this clear case foundation. It looked a little bit like the
The Good
OCC,
Apple.
the Good Apple. Have you tried it?
I haven't, but I've heard it's like this, the MAC full coverage. This is
Yes.
what I use on my eyebrows
Ooh.
because it fills in the like grooves and the holes. But everywhere else I use the Estee Lauder. But I um I just like really dry makeup. I have very oily skin and I don't like when it gets oily. I feel like the illusion is best when it's dry.
Yeah.
And so I'm just constantly powdering my face. And the only one that feels dry enough, the only one that doesn't immediately get wet is that Estee Lauder stuff. Oh my gosh, Gazelma is gifting
Amazing.
5 tier 1 subs. That's my mother. Hi,
Oh
mother.
my goodness. Hi,
Hi, mom and
mother.
dad.
Hi, Mama dear. How are you? Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs to the chat to Brashley, Springsim, Shireen,
Yeah.
Yasmin, and Gazelle, and yourself. And you got yourself. I love that. Thank you so,
Wow.
so much. That's so kind. You have a lot of fans in here. I'm just going to say real quick. You have a lot of
We
fans in
were
here.
talking about you. We were talking about you earlier.
They want a P.O. box.
Thank
They
you for
want to
being in our
send.
lives.
Yeah. Thank you so, so much again. That's very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Everyone in chat say hi, mom.
Yes, and some hype as well, please, and thank you. Um, I think for me, and I kind of wish that Kat Von D. I hear the Kat Von D doesn't wear it very well. Is the one thing, because it's meant to be
Mm.
nice and finished, but apparently it just doesn't really last very long. But I still want to try it at some point. But I think
I
for
want to try it
me,
too. In the States, it's so sold out.
is it? Wow, I guess TikTok really had that effect, I don't know.
Yep,
Um,
it's good.
I guess it was always so amazing to me. You both so talented. Thank you so much for warranted commentary. And that is warranted commentary. I like that. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follow as well, dear's mother. So kind of you. Thank
Woo!
you. um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when it comes to makeup, I would love someday, just someday, someplace of a way where, you know how people for a while, quite right, thank you for the follow as well. Remember when people had those tattoo brows that people would use out of drag when they didn't have brows, and they just stick
Oh
it
yeah.
on, sponge it? I would love one
Hmm.
where you can customize your own eyeshadow and it went on as eyeshadow. So if
Oh my gosh, they
I'm having a rough day, I just go boop boop, and it looks like, you know, I would,
Sephora used to sell stuff like that, I remember, but
the
I never
swipe on
saw anyone
things,
ever use it, but it was like a powder sticker. So it
and
was
you go
like
like that.
it looked like a cut crease and everything, and you stuck it on and you like sponged it or whatever, and then you peeled it off, and then you like it came with like a little brush, I think, and you would just like blend some of the edges. I never got to use it. I never saw anyone try it, but like they had like cheetah print ones.
Oh,
I wonder
cheetah
how
print. Oh my god.
I remember it was like when I wanted to work at Mac. It was like in like 2005, I feel like.
Hmm. Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Well, Anastasia, if you're listening, or Nervina, I know you're listening right now because I know you're a
Yeah.
big fan of It Gets Better and everything here.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, so
drop
I
me a
know that
DM, make it happen.
the question was like $5 trillion and it can be any product, and I know that a foundation is really boring, but like I just feel like there should be more than one option, and the Estee is the only option right now.
Well, I guess the rest would go to It Gets Better. There you go. 5 trillion, 4 trillion. It
Yay!
takes a trillion to make make a really good foundation, but hope you
Right.
don't mind. Um, Great. Let me quickly get more eyeliner on. Oh my goodness. This one white liner from NYX. I am so happy they made this new formula. I say new.
Which one?
I can't find the white one, but oh, here it is. This big boy
You're
right
trying out
here.
something else new?
No,
Oh,
I
the Epic Wear?
the Epic
That's what I used.
Wear. I love it so much because I still have the old one. The old one was shite, pure shite. It was not good. It's very
Awful, the
crispy.
white bottle one. Yep.
Ooh.
I tell everyone to get the white Epic Wear. It's just it's so good.
So good. We only got it in the last year, and it's like you can blend it after you put it down. And sometimes I'll put
Yep.
it like on the crease or on places where white is, just to buff it even more, and it just looks so good.
It is everything.
Mm.
It is everything.
Everything. Everything is yours. Um. Right. So we're coming up to Christmas. What are some queer cult classics that you like to watch around the festive season?
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Oof. Is it meant to be
Yeah, I
like
watched
a...
it with Chad, and Chad was like, "This isn't a Christmas movie," and I'm like, "It's happening around Christmas."
Oh, it's a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie.
Oh wait, no, maybe he said it wasn't a horror movie, but I'm like, "This is horror to children."
It's pretty creepy. It was very like very what would you say? It was very similar to Furbies, I feel. And people kind of related
Furbies?
them.
Oh yeah, they definitely inspired Furbies.
Yeah.
Gizmo, 100%.
They like horrorized something that was already a little bit creepy, So
Yeah.
um oh my goodness.
I also love like um Jingle All the Way, but I don't know if it's like I
PG.
don't think that that's quite queer.
I think horror is in general quite inherently queer already, to be
Oh,
honest.
Jingle All the Way isn't horror. It's what's it called?
Oh,
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Phil Hartman.
yes. No, yeah. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. I was thinking of is it Killer Santa
Black
Claus or
Christmas.
something? Yeah, yeah.
Black
Wow,
Christmas is fun.
very different. Well, speaking of horrors and what may or may not be horrors, you had the panel. I think Diana hosted it on
Yes.
Friday.
Yes.
How did horror and things like that kind of inspire drag for you?
I think that it inspires drag in the way that like it's exaggerated, it's over the top, it's artistic, like it's technically artistic because like when it comes to effects, of course there's like the very old ones where people were in actual danger. Like if you read the Wikipedia or IMDb like trivia of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when the guy dies and the first girl is put on a meat hook, the actor is actually chainsawing the boards that are next to the actor that's supposedly like dead. And so like if he lost control, it would have just like chainsawed the actual actor in the head. So there's plenty of unsafe instances in horror. But I think that when it comes to like special effects, especially in like the 80s, they had to be like creative.
Mm,
And I mentioned it on the panel, but there's like a demonization of sexuality in horror.
mm.
There's like the a lot of villains are othered characters, and the final girls are often weak, and so like I feel like there's a lot of allegories to the queer community, like be different than you are, and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, Elvira is drag. Like,
Oh,
hello.
100%. Lesbian icon as
So,
well.
absolutely. She's so perfect. She's perfect in every way, and it gets even more perfect by the day.
Absolutely. I've yet to see the
Um,
Scooby-Doo movie that she's in, by the way, the new Scooby-Doo movie.
oh my god, fierce.
I've
She's
not
just,
seen
and
it
she's
yet.
also just a marketing genius and marketing legend. So,
So, adore her. Yeah, I think especially when it comes to, I guess early on Twitch especially, and when it came to drag, I think a majority of people were playing horror. Majority of drags on Twitch early on were playing horror or something kind of subcategory of that. I think Friday the 13th for me was a huge one to see so many
mhm.
drag artists on it, and I still to this day adore that game so much. Um,
Yeah, I love that one.
so
I think
good.
that I think sometimes it's just like it's tough for me to know like is horror huge to the drag community or is it just I'm within this niche within the drag community because there's plenty of people that like don't touch horror at all on Twitch even too. It's like me at Easy Light plays Pokemon all day long. So does Nikki Stones. There's the people that play like Kylie Gabor only is playing um Apex Legends right now. There's plenty of people that are playing Fortnite. Kevin Gaming plays exclusively Genshin Impact. So there's plenty of people that are outside the community that are enjoying non-horror things. But I personally almost exclusively enjoy horror. So of course, everyone that I see plays horror because I'm following them for
Yeah.
that content anyway. Um, but I think that intrinsically no, not intrinsically, inherently the queer community feels connected to horror in many different ways.
Yeah, see, I thought for a while, oh, maybe it is just a niche because like obviously going on Twitch, there's yourself and it's really a lot of people predominantly do play horror, but then I think it was
It
when
gets the views.
it gets the views, and then TikTok, I have clips of horror that are just blow up on TikTok because there is this new young generation of queer people on TikTok who love it still, and still love like Dead by Daylight with Jason, not Jason, Michael, and Freddie. Like they're still loving all of that, and it's just such a nice, I guess, testament, especially
Yeah,
with the new killer being made, Clive Barker, Hellraiser, being
yeah,
a queer person. It's just like continues in history very strongly, I
so
feel.
cool,
Yeah.
so cool. I think that just like the the way that horror almost 99.9% of the time is creative and artistic in technicality, like whether you feel like you're watching art happen in front of you or not, like all the kills and all the blood and all the gore, like it's almost always done in an artistic way or at least a crafted kind of way, like especially the 80s, like I mentioned, like you had to create props and you had to film it in technical ways and you had to have the actors, like if you watch the original Friday the 13th, like Kevin Bacon is sleeping in the bed and then the knife comes out of his neck from, or the arrow comes
Comes behind
up
his neck.
through his
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah.
It like that is wild and completely removing the context of it. It's like artistically done.
Yeah.
And
Wouldn't even
so
think of that. Yeah.
the queer community is almost always the artistic people. Not
Oh.
always, but a lot of us are artistic. So it makes sense that we would appreciate artistic approaches to things. And queer people are scared for their lives almost every day, all the time. That's why we have It Gets Better, because so many of us as young people feel hopeless or feel stuck or feel scared day in and day out. And so you can actually enjoy these feelings that you feel all the time by being in a space where it's faked and controlled. You can be
Yeah.
like, I fear for my life every day. Let's be on the edge of our seat, but not in actual danger. Let's watch a scary movie or watch a
It's
scary
a
game.
literal escape. It is an escape for so many
Hmm.
people to just play horror or watch horror. I personally prefer movies over games. I love games, but I can take on horror movies a lot more. Can't say the same about you. The amount, I
I'm
think
the opposite.
I literally on TikTok, I was the other day, I think I watched a clip. Did you put up a clip from Mordor's Assistant recently? Was that?
Yes.
I think I saw
Within the
that.
last week or two, yeah.
I think I went onto the comments because I was about to post something because that game, I controlled myself, but it was that was a terrifying game. But all the comments are like, "How did she not
Was it?
react? How did she not react?" I
I'm desensitized. It's fun for me to like see it happening, but it never scares me. I
I
want to be scared. I'm looking for a scare. If
I
anyone has any ideas, please scare me.
I took on one of your approaches where I tried very hard to be calm, and I was. I turned around and I could see the legs of someone being like, "Excuse me." And then the one in the window, she was great. She was terrifying, but she was really cool. Just poking and being like, "Hello, hey girl."
Yeah, I
Very
love that
cute.
one.
Um, but yeah, Escape. I still to this day love horror and things like that. Is there any
I
horror or games that you're like looking forward to in the next year or two?
puppet combos stay out of the house.
Oh yes.
Um, it's funny, like I don't have that many horror things on my radar. But I'm always looking for something new. So whenever I discover something new, it's always exciting. I love Puppy's Playtime. Like, I'm obsessed.
So cute, so short, but like also one of the best chase sequences I think I've ever played. Like so fun.
He
Um,
was so cute. I like want a toy of him.
Honestly, and I think
I thought he
people,
was so fresh.
it was kind of like that one game, um, with the Five Nights in it that people aren't don't really talk about anymore. It's kind of got that energy, but like a lot more freedom. Because I'm not a big fan of those games where it's like strategy,
Where you're
waiting back and forth,
stuck.
where you're stuck. I don't
You're
like
s-
those. But Poppy's Playtime
I've
is
never
so cute.
played I've never played Five Nights at Freddy, and I know that like people want me to, like plenty of people have asked me to, but I just like you just mentioned, I hate when like you're like stuck there. Like I've played plenty of games like I know it's different, but like what is it, that one from the 80s?
Um,
The night it's like the girls with the sleepover and then there's like monsters in the walls and stuff. I can't remember the name of it.
I was gonna
Night
say
something.
Phantasmagoria. I thought you were gonna say.
I love point and click ones. I love,
Mm.
love, love. I've never played Phantasmagoria, but I do like watching that one because I like Night Trap. Yes, thank you, Rio. I like Night Trap, but like the difficulty of like it just punishes you so. It's like a huge punishment when you don't know what you're doing, and it doesn't really explain what you're doing. So maybe Five Nights at Freddy's is better at explaining what you're doing, but
I don't
I've
like
played
that.
Night Trap where like you're just watching cameras and you're trying to like flip between different cameras and like close doors before like people get the girls having the sleepover. And it's just like I'm just like, oh.
I don't like it. Yeah, I think it was the same with at Dead of Night. Love the concept, love the
Oh, I
idea of
love
it,
that one actually, now that you mention it. But I totally understand why people wouldn't go on though.
because I loved it. I really liked it. I thought it was really cool, but I think just the anxiety that it gave me of not being in my comfort of playing it. It wasn't a WASD game. It was a click, 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 and also
Mhm.
not knowing how his not knowing how his AI worked freaked me out even more. So I feel. I think that was the scariest part for me.
It's so funny because like I was not scared during that game,
It
but I
freaked me
love
out
seeing people
because the chat would be
play
like,
it and
"There
be
he
scared.
is," and I'm like, "What?" They're like, "He was just there," and I'm like, "What? What? When?" It was
Because
just
he's like checking and he like peeks in the corners and stuff.
yeah. And also, my chat was like simping over him as well, which was not helping. Um,
That's weird.
yeah.
Jimmy.
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 Oh God. Hello, this way. Great game.
Hello, come get me. I'm right over here.
Play some evil queen trying a British accent. Um, but
You mean Lady Delay?
delay. I'm not gonna lie, this new lighting. Why did I do new lighting today as well? Ugh. New lighting is making
You
it
look good.
questionable. Thank you. I'm in that kind of phase where I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going down the right route, but I can do touch-ups. It's all good. Um,
My eyelashes are drying.
stunning, stunning. Is there any tips that you have picked up during the Panettone that you've started to implement in your makeup? or like something
Um,
recent that you've been
what was
loving?
what was the beginning of that?
What is something that you kind of like picked up, I guess, during the Panettone or have picked up recently that you're like, why haven't I been doing this sooner with your makeup?
Um, I guess it's the drawing on eyelashes under my eyes. Like I feel like it just
Ooh.
like solidifies the graphic nature that I want to capture.
Yeah.
And so definitely definitely that. Because I like to imagine myself as like cartoon inspired, video game inspired, comic book inspired, and the way I got to that style was by trying to emulate techniques that I learned from making face charts when I worked at Mac. So, if anyone doesn't know, a face chart is when you take the actual makeup, you take the actual brushes, and you shade a piece of paper to emulate a look that you could like sell to somebody. Like, oh, it's prom night. Do you want like a smoky, glittery, colorful eye makeup? And like you have like a reference on a piece of paper, like this is what it will look like. And so, because it's the nature is it's on a piece of paper, you have to shade it in ways where it slightly looks more 3D. It looks more like a human wearing makeup. Like you put dark on the edges and the inner corners of the eyes to make it look more 3D, and you avoid coloring all of the lips so that it appears like there's white shine from light, like you're wearing a lip gloss. And so I took ideas from doing those and tried to apply them to my face. So using lights and darks to give a shapely effect on the face, and I love it.
Mm.
But when you're doing those, you draw on eyelashes so that the eye makeup looks more complete. So I don't know why I didn't incorporate that on my actual eyes sooner, because I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped my mirror.
Oh, oh goodness.
How about you? What did you learn?
That I should quit drag? No,
No.
I think one thing, I guess, like I said, doing makeup faster, but also trying out different nose shapes. Because for a long time, I stole from you doing the do.
Oh, uh-huh. You
Uh,
just have a nice nose naturally, by the
See,
way.
I didn't know how to decorate it. It was like I had the halls, but I haven't got the decking for it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh,
Um,
uh-huh.
so I was always like, how do I do this? Because then I'm kind of covering up and kind of going against it. And I don't know, I started trying out like different shapes and trying out like putting a button on the button. And I like it. I like it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just I like I I think one thing that really helped a lot was I've been doing, well, I haven't done it in almost a year now, but I used to do a lot of face swaps with like Cookie, Sierra, Eve,
Mm-hmm.
James. We kind of just like trying out other people's styles like forcefully, knowing that it's not going to look like me, really helped.
Yeah.
Really just helped force me to be like, okay, this is completely out of my comfort zone, but I'm learning from it. And I think even Eve said that when they did my makeup, they were like, oh, this is a different way of doing brows, you know? I think it's a fun thing to kind of try out at least ever so often, and especially when I'm in really bad creative mode where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Trying out and
Yeah.
tweaking different styles just really
It's
helps with that.
fun.
Yeah, love it. I kind of wish I did that again. I really love doing that. It was so much fun.
It's tough for me to do things like that. Like I enjoy it in one on one hand, but I also do things as a makeup artist having done makeup for a very long time and having plenty of experience. Like there's some things that I do because it makes me most happy. Like particularly, like I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but like when I did my makeup like Lady Lay a few weeks ago for Halloween, and it
Spooky.
was so it was so rewarding because it was just so fun to be able to like do an homage to like another drag artist that I respect and think highly of, and I think is so good at what they do. But it's also weird to see myself like with many things that go against my aesthetic. Like I like myself most in drag when I do certain things. So I was like, I didn't do those things, so I feel uncomfortable in ways, but it's also nice to see like this look looking different on me because it's nothing like how I normally do it, you know?
Oh, 100%. I think the most I've enjoyed drag was doing other people's makeup, literally. So being
Mm-hmm.
Eve, I was just like, "Ugh, ugh," period. Like I really enjoyed being that whole, like the whole makeup, like the OG. Eve face was just such a fun face to have because she's
It
got
is
two of
so
them.
fun.
So it's just been really nice.
Uh-huh.
But it was just such
Uh-huh.
a such it was literally like doing drag all over again. It was so fun. And then Sierra being blue and Canadian was just so
Mm-hmm.
much fun. Um,
It's
honestly.
really cool to just like push yourself and do different things.
Right?
Passions Planet is mentioning Bugs Bunny when they're tired. Yes, I love like a cartoon when they're so hungover and they have like the heavy, heavy, like bruised black eye, like with like the extreme shine. It's just so
Stunning.
inspiring to me. And I just love like an overdone, exaggerated cartoon. Forever an influence.
Ooh, I'm doing all the bits that take a lot of focus. I'm just like zoning into them.
Do it.
Ooh, okay. So, what are things that you are, I guess, gunning for in 2022? What are things that you're like goals that you would publicly say that you would like to do? You know, you don't have to spill those secrets
Um,
because I know you mentioned wanting to manifest in private, basically.
I mean, I want to be partnered with more companies that like I believe in and that I feel like I also like stand for their messaging of inclusivity and stuff like that. I feel like I take a lot of pride in being a part of the queer community, especially on Twitch, where I feel like we're not always as represented as we could be. And on a larger scope, like within the gaming industry, like it's just I want to be someone that makes it feel possible for other people to be themselves. Because as a kid, I didn't really have that. Like it's like I liked video games since I was a kid. Like I can't think of a time I didn't like video games, but I never had like a reference like, see, that's the person that makes it okay for me to like video games. I always had to defend myself. Like I'm girly and I like makeup and I like Barbies and I like all the girl characters, which is like stereotypical of like a little gay boy, I guess.
Yeah.
But I also liked video games, which were supposed to be like for the boys as well. So I was even like falling into stereotypes as well as subverting them too. And so I just want to continue to break down barriers and make it feel like life is accessible and possible to
Mm.
people in a general space. And I'm very excited because I was invited to the gaming awards, the game awards happening this Thursday in LA. So I'll be in LA and I'll be there. So maybe they'll show me on in the audience, or maybe they won't. I don't know. But
Yes.
I'm just excited to make it feel like the world is your oyster for all people.
Yeah. Amazing. I think everyone kind of wants to go into this new year with all the energy that they went into 2020 originally with, being like new year, new
Mhm.
decade, new everything. We're just getting a 2 year delay, you know. Um,
Yeah,
coming into
yeah,
kind
in
of
time. And I also like I know that this is a little bit of a backhanded compliment because I'm cognizant of that the rudeness of it, but all the time on these TikToks that go viral, like I recently had the puppy playtime one go viral. Like I think it's almost at 3 million views. And I have hundreds of like I have thousands of comments on it, period. And then there's hundreds of comments that say, I don't like gay people, but I like you. And I think that like that's fucked. And I see the fucked up. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to
no, no, no. I think
swear.
it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah.
It's for the drama.
For the
It's for the drama.
drama. Yeah.
I see how that is belittling of our community, but I also see that in a certain way. On one hand, it's like I'm breaking through to someone that would have otherwise turned the entire community away. And they're allowing me to show that I'm, as a personal person, like as an individual, I'm cool and unique and they enjoy me. And so maybe in the future, when they see another drag queen or a drag artist or a queer person or, what have you, they'll feel a little normalized and maybe they won't have as much hate in their heart because I've already broken down that barrier for them.
Yeah.
So I see the possibility for inclusiveness and love, even though that comment is gross and I don't like it.
Yeah. I think you mentioned before how there were people who, I don't know if it was, I think it was yourself who had people who were in your chat who had never seen drag before or had never like
Yeah,
known a drag person before and has now become like a huge, huge, huge ally.
yeah.
Which is amazing, you know?
I've had plenty of people come to my Twitch streams and they say like, I came here to troll you, but you are really interesting. You're nothing like, you know,
Yeah.
whatever my preconceived notion of you was. You've broken that stereotype that I expected, and I respect you.
Yeah. Which
And
again
I'm
is
like,
such a
well, as little
backhanded.
by little, baby steps.
Yeah. Such a backhanded, but also like, thank you, I think. I've had once or
I don't.
twice where someone will be like, I came here to honestly troll you and da da da. I'll be honest, that gets a ban in my chat. I don't I don't have time for that. I'm like, if you're gonna
You don't
do
have
that
the
here,
patience.
I
Yeah.
don't have the patience to do that. But a lot of respect uh if you do, because I'm an impatient person.
Sure.
uh,
I don't operate under needing people's approval.
mm,
I of course it hurts when people come for my neck, like if I know them or not. Like it hurts to feel criticism and stuff like that. But I don't, generally speaking, operate on people's needed I don't need people's approval to live.
yeah,
So if someone likes me or hates me or thinks I need to do things differently,
that's their prerogative. Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
cool, you know, maybe do it yourself.
yeah. Waste someone else's time, basically. Um, God, I am. It's the lighting that always throws me off. What way do you set up for getting in drag? Like, do you use like a big old ring light or panel lights or?
I have two Elgato key lights.
Ooh,
Sponsor me.
ooh. Those key lights look stunning. They really, really do. Um,
They're so nice. They're a godsend.
honestly,
And they're somewhat like they're not compact, but they're easily portable, which I on occasion have had to move them and they're fantastic. You just connect so you find your they connect to Wi-Fi essentially. So I have an app on my
ooh,
phone and that's how I turn them on and off. And then when I go to a new space, I just connect the app to the Wi-Fi and make sure that like the the app is connected to the phone or the connect. What are the right words? So you go to a new
Bluetooth.
space, you make sure the phone is connected to the lights, and then the phone is also connected to the Wi-Fi, and then it connects them all so that it just has them all together.
Yeah, that's amazing. Because honestly, I like these lights. I have newer ones, and they're cheap. They're much cheaper. They're much cheaper, but um, they're just kind of a little bit industrial that you kind of have to go up and at them and all this stuff. And although I'm planning on getting panels in the future, I'll still keep them for like photo shoots and things like that because they are handy for that. And one thing I will say is that I'm very jealous of streamers who don't need great lighting. They just kind of have like a light off to the side. We need the good lighting. We need decent
Yeah,
lighting.
it's something that definitely is important to people that are putting a lot into their appearance.
Yeah.
So body painters, people that
Mm,
are just more colorful and fun and aesthetic is important. We definitely need
a good light.
strong support.
Yeah. And if you're able to make good lighting out of what you have going on, props to you because it is a frustrating thing. I do know that for sure. It's been a journey so far.
Yeah,
Uh,
my face is definitely important to the experience, I think, to my streams and my channel. So I take great care in having lighting.
mm, um, and also for your green screen as well, I'd say it's like crucial to be fair.
I love the green screen. I love the green screen because it really like improves the immersion for the viewer.
Yeah.
There's no, like, distracting other things in the shot. It's just like, here we are. I think with a horror game, it's different. Like, um, you can play any number of things and just like have it happening on screen, and you're like just like talking about it, and it doesn't matter what the setup is. But when it comes to a horror game, I think that the green screen is so essential because the viewer needs to fall into this world and really like be immersed and feel it happening in front of them. And what really helps is when it's just like your face and the game and no distractions.
Yeah. I love it, especially with DVD streamers and stuff. I love how like immersed I get in it. Whereas
Hmm.
I was one of the I feel very few drag artists who kind of dipped out of the green screen and kind of dipped into just IRL because I was having so many lighting issues, and I just found I started to love doing more, I guess, personal kind of streams. It was like one-on-one kind of
Yeah.
almost. And I do some days I really do sit there and go, what if I just get a new green screen? What if I just get one? Because as much as I love the background, it means it has to be clean most of the time. It's just
I
not.
love I do really appreciate a background, a live background, but if you're playing a horror game, just consider having a green screen. It's so nice because it's just face and experience. It just becomes a part of the experience. But if you need a green screen, I would love to be partnered with them, but I do love it as well. This is the Elgato green screen because it just lays on the floor and you can just pull it up, put it down, pull it up, pull it down,
So
pull it up, pull it down.
my $5 trillion that I got from Norvina, I would like to take 1 trillion of that and make a button on
Yes.
my desk, and it just starts to go up behind me. It's like a sounding
Oh,
desk, except I literally go, okay, y'all, let's play a game. Boop, and then the green screen opens up behind me. That would
that
be
actually
that
a
would be
dream.
honestly a dream. Or it comes down from the roof. I'm not picky.
Ooh, like
Yeah,
it's just like, bloop.
yeah. Could you imagine how professional, professional? And I can still have my background
Sounds
where
good to me.
I can cover up the mess on a bad day, which is every day. Oh, be stunning.
Sounds good to me.
Hmm. I think
Um, Manifesting Stream Queens Con 3. Oh,
yes.
that could be nice. We'll have to hear if how it performed. We'll see how it performed, quote unquote.
I will say
But I think that it was fantastic.
the aesthetics were so very pleasing for all of Stream
Oh my
QueenCon.
gosh. Didn't didn't Dola and Opa just like hit it out of the park? They
Out of
designed
that
those
park. So good.
basically because I'm the founder. They like I'm just like, okay, Dola, Opa, you're handling this. Please get creative and please like feel love. But Dola is also like, you need to give me a jumping point. Just tell me something you want to see and I'll try to incorporate it. And I was like, Street Fighter 2, just sort of pull something from that. And she really went there. She really made it so beautiful and also like video game inspired, but also just colorful and creative. It
Literally,
was
there
just
was there was
so gorgeous to behold.
there was not a pixel out of place. It was so stunning. Even the like the promo of like you being like, hello. Like it
What was that me?
was that
It didn't have a name on it.
that person that blonde stream queen.
Right.
Annie Crevice looked so stunning in that
Up in her
promo.
purple.
In
So
her
beautiful.
purple. Oh. Um okay. The Slash is not agreeing with me, but we're just gonna yank it over and hope for the best. And
You
I
look
doubt.
beautiful.
Thank you. I'm loving this liner. So stunning. And the nude
You
lip
look
as
good.
well. Get over. Ah, I'm talking about you, not
Oh,
me.
me?
Could you imagine? I'm just here like, yeah, I look
You're
so
like, and the
good.
nude lip, Dona,
Oh,
you just.
oh. No, I'm loving it. This nude lip is so pretty on you.
Thank you. I love a nude.
One thing I will always respect you for is your gloss, quote unquote,
Thank you.
your glossy lip. So, in case y'all can't tell, this very glossy lip Deer has on, the optical illusion, the big brain, the big wrinkly brain. How? Like, it's so good. I think I tried it once before and I was like, not for me. I tried it again and I'm like, oh, now I get it. This is stunning. I love it. But you don't like anything shiny, do you? Not shiny. You don't like gloss. You don't like shine.
I feel that actual shine ruins the aesthetic, or
Oh,
not the aesthetic. It ruins the illusion, the optical illusion, because I'm relying on lights and darks that I have myself painted on,
yeah.
and so if I allow the light to capture me with actual shine, it will throw off the intended shine effects.
Yeah.
Because if I was to put on an actual gloss, like it would be catching the cupid's bow of my natural lip, it wouldn't be focusing on what I want it to. Like I'm highlighting what I want and I'm downplaying what I want.
Yeah.
When it comes to the shine effects, because I did it on my like eyelid sort of in the center there, I did it on the lip, I did it on the upper lip. It's really interesting how I've seen the inspiration be utilized by other people. And I don't know if it's like a reference to me or if it's just the idea of it generally speaking, but it's really interesting because I've seen like 8-Bit Dylan and Trixie Mattel. Actually, I was playing with them one night on Dead by Daylight, I think it
Of
was,
course, of course.
but I was doing my makeup, so they were like watching me do my makeup while they're playing on their own streams, like not on screen, but they're just talking about me while they're playing. And it was just like mind blowing how both of them were like, "Oh yeah, Deer's face launched 1,000 ships." It's like
I mean, they're
it's
not
just so it's
wrong.
bizarre because I don't think of myself as that way. But like it's interesting to hear people like other people perceiving things that way.
And especially other people who already have like a very established career on drag. I feel like that is like probably the best compliments coming from them, you know?
Yeah, I love Trixie, and Trixie is very humble, very kind, and she loves drag.
Yeah. Like it shows. It shows in
So
everything she
like
does. Yeah.
I feel like it's easy to write her off as like, oh, she's super successful, she has no care in the world, like she's just involved in herself and all this stuff, but she just truly
Lives and
enjoys
breathes
drag.
drag.
And that's what I learned about her. Just like I've never hung out with her in real life, but I've had like just I've hung out with her on Discord calls, and it's just apparent that like she loves drag just as much as like you and I love drag. How I
Yeah.
could just sit here and watch your stream and all the different people that we've referenced. Like I could just sit there whether I'm in drag or not and just like be like, "Oh my god, drag is so cool, drag is so fun, drag is so individual, but it's also community and it's unlocking your creativity and your self-expression and all this stuff." And like her having the biggest career, you can still feel that from the way that she just like you can feel the love for drag just dripping out of her mouth when you have a conversation with her. And I just love that, how we all love drag.
Yes. And I feel like also with drag being like so effervescent and so, is that the right word? Evergreen. How it's constantly always changing and you always see something new where you're like, oh my God. I feel like it's just such an exciting thing because you can still love it, but still have that as if you've seen it for the first time
That
sometimes.
feeling.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
amazing. Um, how are you with your makeup right now? Because
I'm putting on the last touch.
the last touch, I'm looking, being like, what do I? Sometimes my contacts do not do the job for me, so I'm just like, what's going on here? I think I'm almost there. Am I a bit more blush? I feel
We're almost there.
almost there. just quick Arda Wispy, and then I'll be crowned. Not Arda. Adele. What is that called again?
Ardell.
Ardell. I was saying two different things.
Ardell Wispy with an Ardell
Ardell.
clip in.
Mm-mm. Oh, I remember, I think it was one of the first lashes I ever bought, was like 6 Ardell Wispies being like, this is drag. This will get me there. Never touched
Yep.
them. Never touched them once.
It's easy. I feel like it's easy. Like we can get blinded by like the excitement, how it's like, oh my gosh, I'm wearing a lash. Like as long as you're wearing a lash, that's enough. But you don't think of the proportions until after the fact.
No, I think that's definitely probably the one most difficult parts, I think, for me, was mapping and sizing and proportion. And still is, because my eyesight isn't so great. So when it comes to putting on, like, shaping your face, I find that's the hardest part. Lashes, brows was the most difficult part, I think, for drag.
Brows
First
are hard.
gluing and shaping. Beyond.
Brows are just I think what so this might sound insulting, but I'll just say it. You can tell when someone is a bit newer to drag by their brows. Um, and I don't mean that as an insult, it's just like the reality because when you're doing drag for the first time and you are taking into that, like you're falling into the culture of like, okay, block the brow, create the brow, amplify the eye space. Um, you won't know what you're doing the first time. And
No,
so you'll sort of
100%.
guess. And I feel like I did it as well as other people did it the first few times or the first era of drag. It'll be like you block your brow and then you literally put your same eyebrow right above it. Whereas right
There's
now,
a
for
bit of a
reference, I block
yeah.
the brow, but I use with the start of it and then I go up.
Yeah. I most of
And
mine is
so,
my brow, but I mean, I've got very natural. I've got
mhm,
very I go very soft with makeup, but I know some people who make a big brow work and they
yeah,
still kind of normally start roughly around where their brows are, if not slightly above, but they'll normally kind of start in that basis. But I think kind of the mindset, especially when you watch so many tutorials, you kind of go, okay, big brow, and then you kind of aim higher, you know? I think that was
yeah.
something that a lot of people kind of I
It's just like you don't have a reference
fully
yet for where it should be on your own face, so it's like difficult to figure it out.
yeah, 100%. I think that was actually one of the things that starting drag, I was practicing makeup for years and all this stuff about drag. And the one thing I said to myself was once I'm able to actually do a brow that's nice, I'll start doing drag. So Donna started when I was
Mm,
like, okay, I'm happy with this brow, let's go. You know? And it all
let's
started by
go.
using my own brows, gluing the ends of my brows. That was how I did it. I loved it.
I love drag, and I don't like. There's a lot of people that I feel like mention the culture of like blocking your brows down, but you don't have to. It's
No.
just whatever journey is your own journey. I block my brows personally, not because it's a standard, but I do it because personally I want to elevate the eye space I have.
Yeah.
And so my brow is sort of like straight across. And so if I did it straight across, my liner the way I want it would hit my actual brow. And I hate how I look with my natural brows because I look sad. So I would rather look mean than sad.
Yeah.
So I don't like to use my own natural brows, but I think that any way anyone gets to their vision of drag, if you're using your real features, you're amplifying your real features, you're not wearing any makeup at all. I mean, like it just depends on you.
Yeah. 100%. There's a I think a lot of people who I find for the most part don't even do drag seem to have a lot of opinions of how your drag should be.
Mhm.
But then we have if we were all like that, we wouldn't have such amazing people like Arsen Nikki, you know? Like we
Oh my
wouldn't
God,
have
such an icon.
Yovska. Yeah. Starts with
I
everything much
mean,
smaller and large spread out as artists build more confidence, they start to bring closer and more into intentional placement. Yes. Agreed.
absolutely.
I think you kind of everyone kind of tries to go with that same stencil and then we all kind of sway from there, I feel. And what works
Yeah,
feels most comfortable as well.
absolutely. It's
Sometimes.
just like, to me, it's very interesting to like step back and look at the whole drag culture because a lot of people say like what is and isn't drag, but there's so many different options and ways, and there's just so it's just like your own creativity. And I think that like we are existing in a world where, just to like name some TV drags, it's like there's the Nikki dolls where they just look so beautiful, like it's like, or like Miss Fame, like they're hugging a lot of their natural features.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a brow blocking in there, and then but a lot of it is hugging their real life beautiful face. And then my cat might be screaming from the other
I
room.
was about to
Apologies.
say Oh,
She
Angel.
feels very passionate about drag.
Mm, mm.
Um, and then there's the Trixies and the Crystal Methods and stuff like that, where they are very exaggerated, and it's just as valid. They're existing in the same world as the other ones. And
Yeah.
then there's the people that are like Kennedy Davenport, where it's like she looks beautiful. I think she looks gorgeous, but like she's not telling anyone like this face is alt there is to drag. She gets up on a stage and she turns the party like she's a dancer, and like she's existing in the same exact world as the ones that rely more on beauty for the story that they're telling.
Yeah,
And beauty
100%.
beauty in terms of beauty products, like beauty makeup, because Kennedy is gorgeous. I want to make sure I clarify.
And she uses, can I just say, she uses 7 different glosses for her normal basic lip. 7 glosses.
Of course she does.
Love it. Dearest hungover Bugs Bunny personify.
I'd like to be. I need to get back to that eye because I've been criticized by some people. Like, there's this one Jeff Brutlag had a troll once. I mean, I don't know if they were a troll or if they were genuine, if they genuinely felt this way. But Jeff was playing a game once, and someone came in there and was like, "We've got the people like Joystick, who's so unique, and then we have the people like Deer that spray on the same face every other day of the week or every day of the year." And Lady Lay told me herself, when she was painting herself as me for Halloween, she was like, I had to scroll through different pictures to like pick and choose what features I wanted because you change it up so often. And Hungry told me the same exact thing. It's like,
You do
I feel
change it
like I
up
serve
all the time.
variety.
Yes. No, you do. Literally, I'll come in and you'll be just doing casually like some item from Dead by Daylight on your face, and I'm like, how do you do that? Because sometimes for a lot of people it's the comfort of knowing, okay, if I do this shape, this shape, this shape, I look stunning. And then some days if I do makeup and it doesn't look stunning, I'm like, I don't feel comfortable. I feel out of body, like I feel disconnected from myself because I don't like this. Whereas
Yeah.
you're just casually just doing all these different faces all the time, and it is, I mean, it just
I
shows your experience, you know.
yeah, I know what I like very well, but I still try to dance with it and change it, and I like to experiment. I like to try different things and different placements, but I know a lot of things that I enjoy, and so there's a lot of consistency even if I'm changing a lot of detailed things.
Yeah. um Actually, I never even asked, what is one step in your makeup that you're like, oh god, I don't want to do it?
I don't like doing the face makeup.
Like the base?
I I like the effect of a foundation and a contour, and I think that they're extremely important for the entire thing. Like I do wonder sometimes, are there drag artists out there that don't use a full coverage? Are there some that just use a sheer, like they just use a tinted moisturizer and then they build the
Oh,
other stuff on top? But
that'd be lovely.
I don't like I'm not getting enjoyment. It's always just like I sort of, when a shower is too cold or it's too hot and you have to sort of be like and you have to just jump in
Yeah,
like a pool.
let's get over and
Like
done with.
you don't feel comfortable in the pool until you just throw yourself in, then it's like, okay, I've normalized this environment for myself and I feel comfortable now. Um at the start of my makeup, I always hate to cover my brow and I hate to put on foundation. And I don't always do the foundation as the first step, but I always don't like that step. It's just like when I'm painting another person. I've painted other people in drag. I've painted hundreds, if not thousands, of people just like as a makeup artist over the
Mhm.
past 14 years. But I just hate doing the face makeup. I do the face makeup because it's like, okay, it's gonna set the tone for the rest of the face. It's gonna create the clean canvas without any distractions. It's just gonna be, especially because when you take pictures, makeup always looks good with other makeup. I've had so many people where like, okay, I just have Martha here in the chair and she's like, I don't like foundation, just do my eye makeup, just do my blush, just do my lips. And I'm like, these pictures gonna be awful tonight. So I'm just I'm
You're
just
gonna
gonna
look
do
bad,
you and I'm not gonna
Martha.
resist it. But yeah, it's just like makeup, especially with flash photography, makeup complements other makeup. And if you're not photographing makeup against other makeup, it looks off. It looks like it's poorly placed. It makes you look like it looks like when you're wearing like a prom gown and you're going to like the grocery store. Like it looks wrong.
Which was also stunning, by the way, can I just say, if you're wearing a prom gown to the
Yeah.
shop.
You
Stunning.
better work. You better work.
Do it.
But I just I just don't like doing the base makeup, the primer, the foundation, the contour, the concealer. I don't like that step personally. I'm not living, but I realize the necessity of it, so I do it and I get through it and then I get to do the fun stuff like the eye makeup and the blush and the lips.
Yes, I think for me, big issue is lashes, because I like lashes and I do like them majority of the time, but with my eye shape, I kind of curve them up. But then today, for example, it like sticks to the top, and then I have to pull it down, and then there's just everything's going
Yeah.
on. But when a good lash is on, I love it. But for the most part, I dread it. I leave it till the very end, and I'm like, okay, now we'll
I
put it
feel
on.
you. Lashes, because they're the only thing that's truly 3D on the face. Like when you get down to it, it's like you're just painting on the features you have, but with the lash, you're like adding an actual physical thing into the space, and
And you
so
can
it throws it
smudge a
off.
painting. You
It
could
can
smudge a
throw it off.
painting. My eyeshadow messes up,
Mhm,
I can make a smoky eye. My lip picks up, concealer, whatever.
mhm.
But the lash is just there's so little you can do. Maybe liner, maybe reglue it. But if I have to
Yep.
reglue it, I need a Red Bull. You know what I mean? Like it's too much. Uh,
I also have the perspective of being a makeup artist where the lash is the one thing where the client will blame you if it comes off.
really
So you can paint the stripper, and I am meaning literally paint the stripper. I've painted strippers, and I think
amazing.
that I think it's perfect. Go up there, work it, get the dollars. I love it. But if the stripper comes back to the Mac store, and they're like, my lash came off. I mean, that's the worst thing I can hear because she knows that that foundation's gonna get a little bit like oily. She's gonna have to powder. We know that the blush is gonna fade a little bit if you're dancing. We know that the gloss is gonna come off, but the lash needs to be there. So I'm very particular with the lashes because it's that one thing where if it goes wrong, it's your fault as a makeup artist.
It's the most irking thing because you're like, I need to fix it, but I have no energy anymore. I've done 3 hours of makeup now. 3 hours. I'm like, I can't be bothered. I can't
Mm-hmm.
be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I think we have now. Are you finished up? Are you all finished?
Oh, I'm finished. How do I
Stunning,
look?
stunning, stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous. But I think it'd look a little bit better with a wig or something, I guess. Do you wear
Are you
wigs?
telling me I need a wig? How dare you?
You could go without wigs.
No, I need a wig. I need my blondes.
All right. Well, we're gonna go on a quick BRB for roughly about 10 minutes, I think it is.
Yep.
But we will not be leaving you stranded by yourselves. We have some stunning videos from It Gets Better. I believe I have two of them queued up. One themed off of like how you dress, how you conform, drag. I think Yuha Hamasaki's in it. And then also we have one right after about being non-binary. So please do enjoy. Otherwise, go grab a snack, go grab a drink, have a quick stretch or something. Get some blood in those legs or whatever people do when you walk. I don't know. Get some water as
Woo!
well. Yes, yes. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So see you then. Bye
See you
y'all.
soon. Bye.
Bye. Oh, you're I'm sorry, you're frozen
Am
again.
I frozen?
Hold on, let me fix it. Let me fix it.
Hi.
There we go, there we go. Bye y'all.
When they woke up today, they actually did drag.
Is there a thing of over-accessorizing? It's gorgeous. Oh, that's great too.
Presentation is an opportunity to go ham.
History. How we choose to dress says a lot about who we are. What society considers feminine and masculine in clothing has changed a lot throughout the eras. During the reign of King Louis XV in 18th century France, pink was a masculine color associated with ideas of novelty, elegance, and aristocratic splendor. US President Franklin Delano Roosevelt wore dresses as a child in the 1880s, an outfit that was considered gender neutral at the time. At the end of the day, or century, clothing and style are fluid, just like us.
So I've coined the term granny chic for my style.
When my clothing is doing the thing that I want it to do, I feel like I'm hosting the ultimate party. Wait, this one? Okay, wait. Being seen and also seeing other people. Like, I feel like there's more of a sharing that happens with the people that I interact with.
So I work in national policy. They all wear blue and gray suits. Ew. If you go out with me, people look. I don't know if they're looking because they love my clothes or if because I'm sitting on 26-inch rims. Either way, it's sort of my armor to feel my complete self, regardless of their perception.
Yuwa Hamasaki is the superhero that I've created for myself. And when I dress up, I feel brave, I feel confident, I feel happy. Honestly, drag has saved my life.
I'm first generation Latina, so homophobia is huge in the Latin community, unfortunately, and also like being Catholic and all that stuff. I think to survive, as a lot of queer people do, we try to fit in as best as we can.
I didn't really have, an accepting family growing up. I mean, they were loving, they were caring, but they were still traditional Chinese parents. So I have to be very conservative, very traditional, the jeans, the t-shirt, the hoodie, all that stuff.
I mean, the first time I put on a dress, I was with a friend. He told me to go to the dressing room, and I couldn't. I opened the door and was like, "Do you see my dress? He was like, "You look great." I couldn't embody it in that moment. Like, I was still in the dressing room, with the door open, just look quick, I'm gonna close the door. That was maybe the multi-year-long process of me trying on more things, having more friends that say, "You look great."
When I discovered what being gay was, I thought that there was a new set of rules that you have to follow, that you have to wear skinny jeans, tight t-shirts, tight pants. I never really fit into any one of them. I've realized that I can just be myself.
Once I accepted my queerness, I then started to explore masculinity a bit. Baggier clothing, being more butch, I guess. I wanted to be visibly queer, and I wanted the world to see that so that I could feel it as well.
I grew up in foster care, so I was taken away from my family at the age of 6. I formed my disability identity quickly because I had to navigate the world in that way. And so I had 6 different families that I grew up with, white, cis families. So coming out, I originally came out at 14. And the first thing they said to me is, "You can't be gay." And so I moved out at 17 and started on this journey of trying to love myself and pushing through other people's barriers.
I think my style evolved from conforming and being this all-American girl to then exploring my queerness and my identity through masculinity and expressing myself in that way. And that helped me to get to where I am today with my hyper femme kind of maybe even mocking femininity and playing into drag a little bit.
I'm Latinx. I'm disabled. I really didn't want to be queer as well. I didn't want to be LGBTQ. And so coming out at 17, I had no choice. The universe basically said, "I made you this unicorn. You're gonna have to deal with it and deal with it quick." I would say you are loved. You are who you're supposed to be. And even though you don't love yourself now, you're gonna find your tribe.
It's like, you're a person, you're not a Pinterest board. Like, you know, dress the way you want.
Start with one thing, one scarf, one hat, one shoe, and work your way up. It doesn't have to happen overnight, and it could be ever evolving. You know, I hope I'm gonna be some sassy 70-year-old wearing leather pants and like beautiful scarves.
You're already on the path. You're already doing it. So just keep going.
Gender doesn't exist. Gender's a lie.
Cis. You're not cis.
I am they, I am she, and I am free.
Hey nerds. A non-binary person is someone whose gender identity does not conform to the gender binary, what we know as male and female. Some non-binary people prefer to use gender-neutral pronouns such as they, them, or neopronouns such as a or thon to describe their gender. Non-binary is used as an umbrella term for genders such as agender, bigender, genderqueer, gender fluid, and more. Some non-binary people identify as transgender, though not all do.
Non-binary to me means freeing yourself, not just living here or there, but embracing all parts of it.
Being yourself, not really confining to a script of society.
It feels like a universe with little pinpoints of stars. Each star is a different person, a different gender, a different identification, and you can literally fall anywhere within that universe. I've been feeling gender dysphoria since probably middle school or earlier, and I just didn't have a name for it. I found further evidence of that, like journal entries from when I was 12 years old, writing things like, I am a boy, no, I am a girl. There was a Facebook photo that I found recently where my mom and I were standing in front of a women's restroom, and I was making a face like this. The caption I had written was, am I a girl? I forget.
I grew up with family and my sisters, and it was a really religious background. I guess I got the double whammy because my family's Jamaican as well. And then you're different. On top of that, it's just like, okay, get ready for World War IV.
I was in the 5th grade and I was writing a boy's name down on a paper or something. But then I realized that I was writing a boy's name down, and I discovered my sexuality.
So as a child, I just naturally went towards, if I was in a shop, I would naturally go towards the boy section and put on like the basketball shorts and the jersey and felt really comfortable at home in that. And so everyone called me a tomboy. And if it came to weddings, special events, I was always asked to put on a dress or a skirt, something with ruffles. And I didn't feel comfortable doing it, but I noticed that when I would dress that way, my family would be really happy.
I wasn't always knowing that I was non-binary. Me figuring out that I wasn't trans, I feel liberated now that I know that I'm non-binary and that I don't have to look a particular way.
It was, I think, March of 2020. I had really, really long hair, and for a long time it was a point of pride for me. There came a point where it started to feel less like a point of pride and more like a vestige of a person that I did not feel a connection with anymore. And so I got a haircut, and immediately things started to shift for me. When I looked in the mirror, it felt like I was seeing a truer version of who I was.
I started to notice that I was dressing in a more feminine way, and I found a way to comfortably do it. And so that would be flowy dresses or pants or skirts, really interesting patterns. I realized that there is a femininity that I have. It's not what was maybe expected of me from my family, but it is my own version of it.
I started to dress differently. I started to present in a way that made me feel euphoria as opposed to dysphoria. I started playing around with pronouns. My name, at a certain point, started to feel like my hair. it felt like I needed a name that was less femme so that I could introduce myself to people, or when people saw my name, you know, they didn't assume who I was from the get-go.
I did this short little theater thing with my partner, and it required me to play a man. My partner comes into the dressing room and hands me a pair of socks, and then I realized he was referring to creating a bulge. And so when I put that underneath my pants, it awoke all of these feelings that I had as a kid that I realized I had put away, which was, oh my God, this feels really comfortable too.
Today, a lot of Spanish speakers are replacing the masculine or feminine endings of like o and a with e to accommodate different gender identities. We can say ella, which is E-L-L-E, which is a nice little neutering that and taking out the binary.
I wanted to pick a name that started with the same letter and that had the same sort of meaning as my birth name. So I chose Sage. In the past few months since I've changed it, when I introduce myself to them, they're like, oh my God, that name suits you so well, or that's such a pretty name, I love that name. It makes me feel so happy. My favorite thing is saying, thanks, I chose it myself, and seeing the look on people's faces.
So spelling out freedom, how I am feeling every single day.
My imprint is making sure that people can authentically, unapologetically be themselves.
When someone uses my pronouns, it feels so gratifying.
And so now I use they, them, theirs, and she, her, hers. I move in between the feminine, the masculine, the energy that has no gender. I keep she, her, hers as a way of honoring the fact that I did find a femininity that I really, really love. And so that's why I use both.
If I had known at the age of 13 that it was possible to exist like this, I don't think it would have taken me another 12 years to figure it out. I'm at the beginning of this journey, and I'm so excited to see where it's gonna take me.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Dear, are you ready?
Hello. I am ready.
Chat, are you ready? Are you ready for the big grand reveal?
I'm ready.
I'm not gonna be honest, I have not checked the preview of myself yet, so this will be an experience for all of us. 3, 2, 1. Hi, y'all. Hi. Oh, not the hands, not the hands. Oh, what a baby. Oh.
She's been sitting on my lap here. I won't bother her too much. Oh, here she is.
Oh, what a is that Leia?
It's Leia. Say hi,
what an
Leia.
angel. What an angel. Thank you for the follow supply. I appreciate it.
Leia loves all the non-binary icons just on screen.
She showed up for support.
She sure did.
What are you wearing? What was your choice of outfit, dear?
I am wearing full coverage, high neckline, gloves, black, with a little bit of a shiny necklace. It's my go-to. I love black clothing because it keeps the focus on the blonde and the makeup.
Yes, stunning.
How about you? You look cute. You look nice. It looks like you're in theme.
Oh, I decided to opt for a certain It Gets Better just because. And I threw on a chain because I needed to. But I'm not gonna lie, panic, because this is the first time I've glued down a lace in 2 years, I think. So
nice.
It's just
That's pretty hair.
Thank you. I kind of just threw it together very last minute to. Let me put this over. No, other side. There we go. I think it's kind of giving a little bit. Is it what's your name from? Is it Megan from Hercules? It's kind of got that energy to it.
Oh, Megara. Yes.
Megara. Yes. But yeah, that was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me, dear.
I've had a blast. I feel great right here on itgetsbetter.com/TV dot serving puss right here.
Yeah, it's been so much fun. Thank you everyone who's been watching. It's been such a wonderful time. This is obviously one of the first of hopefully more makeup collabs in the future. If y'all enjoy this content or enjoy queer content here on Twitch, please go ahead and follow It Gets Better. Also, dear, where can everyone find you and what would they expect if they went over to your channel?
Well, my name is Deer. Let's play with your fear. I like to play scary games up in here, so you can find lots of scary times on my channel, twitch.tv/Deer. I believe that we can create a better place for everyone through, of course, advocacy and activism, but also just by existing and being ourselves and being authentic and creating the spaces. If we don't already have a space, carving out our own space. And I'm grateful to It Gets Better because they are doing the same here on twitch.tv.
Yes, absolutely. And you stream, but you also have lots of TikToks, so make sure y'all go follow Deer on all of the socials, because
Thank you.
how else will you keep up? How else will you keep up? Myself, I have been Donut Tart. You can find me at twitch.tv/Donut Tart for lots of baking, horror, charity, drag, variety. Literally, when I say variety, I mean variety. We do everything. We practically paint the walls here. And you can find me on all the socials as well, and on TikTok as well. I will be back here, I think, in 2 or 3 weeks as part of Wreck Ravens and a few other fun December bits. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled here on the It Gets Better channel for a ton of fabulous and amazing festivities to join in on. Otherwise, have an
Drop a
amazing
follow,
evening.
turn on notifications. Yes, squad.
And all their socials as well too. Check out their website because they have a lot of very fun and interesting bits. And if you ever feel like supporting such an amazing cause which benefits LGBTQIA2+ youth across the world, every single donation is very much appreciated. So have an amazing evening. I'll chat to you all very, very soon. And yeah, good night, y'all. Bye.
Thank you for having us. Bye.
Yes,
Mwah.
bye everyone. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Oh, quick, dear, are you streaming after this?
I am streaming, yes.
So if anyone would like to go and follow Deer right now over to twitch.tv/DonutTart, please go ahead and do so. I don't know if I can do this, can I? No, I can't. Go to Twitch's channel, Deer's Twitch channel. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye. Mwah.